Cast is live.
Hello and welcome, gamers. We are here with Season 2, Week 2 of the Fortress Melbourne House Cup, presented by Telstra and supported by Alienware. What a day it is. I am your host, Billy Goat, here today with my co-host and best mate, Big Jaddy Williams. Jad, how you doing today, mate?
Wow, I'm doing absolutely fantastic after a warm welcome like that, and I tell you what, I am absolutely thrilled to be here, not just with the amazing venue, not just with the amazing production team, not just with you, but with all these incredible gamers here that have come out to this awesome event that Fortress is putting on. And listen, I've had the privilege to be here not only for Season 2, but also for Season 1. And Season 1, that totally blew out all my expectations. We started off with Classic, and then we moved on to the modern format, and there was some strategies and techniques that came out that was totally surprising. Had no idea that what was going to happen. And that's sort of what's awesome about this kind of social gaming localized event. You know, we don't have all the international best of the best competitors. We have, you know, some good players here, that's absolutely for certain. But for the most part, we're getting all this local talent coming in, trying their head against each other, and it's just been so exciting to watch. People have, you know, potentially their first tournament experiences, or just have a laugh, have some fun with their mates, and I'm just so excited. And it's so much fun. I've just been having so much fun. So I'm so glad to be back with all of you. But that's enough about me. We're here at Fortress Melbourne. Billy Goat, what can you tell about the venue for those people who may not have been here before, watching us online?
Right, yeah, so we're here for the social aspect, but let's not sell short the venue. Here you see behind me the Alienware Arena. What you can see on screen, you can see just the main stage. That's 12 set up Alienware Gamingware PCs. On the floor we've got another 38, and behind that we have a 200 grandstand arena for the audience. Now this is the largest esports venue in the Southern Hemisphere. Now that is a title you can put on a plaque for sure. But I walked in, so right over to my right is the entrance to the venue, and when you walk in, this is the first thing you see is this top-level, first-rate esports arena. I say, all right, this place is already living up a little bit to the hype. But as you walk past, you go down this set of escalators, and this place just keeps going. Right down at the very bottom, you enter into a tavern and a pub, which is really built around this fantasy element. Now, I am a huge fantasy buff, esports. You know, great to start with, but for me, the Dungeons & Dragons, Lord of the Rings sort of feel, it's exactly what you walk into. There's fireplaces, there's these big stone pillars, there's statues and memorabilia and plaques all around the walls. It's a fantastic atmosphere down there. What do you think of this place when you saw it in there, Big Jaddy?
Listen, as you said, that fantasy element has been inspired by their four original characters and this universe that they built around their four original characters. And these four original characters are actually the representatives for the House Cup we have today. So as people enter today and last season, as long as you enter one game day, you can choose your house. And you've got Boots, you know, the friendly, playful trickster. You can see him in the bottom left here with the dog and the kitten. You've got Karina up the top there with the eye patch. All about the thrill of and the competition and the glory of battle. You've got House Vela, which is the more cunning and mysterious. And of course, rounding it off is Jim, the ogre with the heart of gold. Definitely, you know, for all those people who look a bit imposing, but maybe a bit of, you know, a teddy bear on the inside. Something you can relate to?
Oh, yeah, if you want to put that, for sure. That's very kind of you to say, Jad. Thank you.
But anyway, a bit more about the Fortress House Cup, Billy Goat. Can you tell me a bit more about like what's actually happening this season? What's different from last season?
Yeah, sure. So the Fortress House Cup is a standalone tournament hosted fortnightly on Saturdays, presented by Telstra, supported by Alienware. We got 3 titles rotating per season. This season we have Apex Legend and Rocket League, and with Tetris Effect Connected we're running today. That is the repeat from last season.
And what's at stake? What's at stake? You've got all these events coming on. It's going over 6 weeks. What's really at stake here? What do people coming for?
So every one of these gamers is going to put themselves on the line today, win points for their house, as you said, represented by the 4 champions of the day. But everyone is going to have these points: 1,000 points for first place, 700 for second, third and fourth going to 500 points each, fifth to eighth it's 250 points, and the rest 50 points apiece to put towards their championship.
That's right, and you only have to enter once to be part of the grand prize of the. I know we got like a limited edition brooch at the end of last season for House Vela was the champion last season, and they all got a limited edition one of a kind pin for all the people in House Vela. And of course, this isn't even to mention this is, you see a $1,500 cash prize pool. That's not over the course of the whole thing, like as in, it's not the 6 weeks worth of prizes. This is every Saturday fortnightly. First place, $700. Second place, $400. Third and fourth place, $200 a piece. And not only that, $1,000 worth of spot prizes on top of that. The play of the day, 200,000 Telstra Plus points, which can be redeemed for stuff like headphones, AirPods, the Alienware MVP. We're looking at headphones, keyboard, mouse, all those sort of peripherals, and the Jester, of course, which is going to get some Fortress swag and a super cool baseball cap that for the silliest or maybe cheekiest play of the day. So that has been super exciting. But what can you tell me more about the format of today? What kind of Tetris? What kind of Tetris have you been playing? What are the amount of rounds? What's the deal?
All right, so today for the gamers that will be playing on stage, we are going to be doing a modern variant of Tetris, playing through Tetris Effect Connected. We're at the very start of Season 1. We started off with classic mode of Tetris, but we listened to the audience. They said they wanted to see the modern format. Modern format offers a lot more in terms of quality of life for the competitor, a bit more strategy building. There is, you can hold pieces. There is a prediction list. There is, each piece has been weighted towards to be sending it out into the field. It's predictable, where classic was more jazz Tetris, where everything was improvised. Modern Tetris offers a whole lot more for the competitive side of things, and that's what we're going to be seeing today. The format for the day is a 3-minute round of speed Tetris. Highest score wins. There's a lot of modes out there through Tetris Effect Connected, where you're fighting much more directly, but this one, just highest score is going to win for the day. Best of 3. Best of luck to all the competitors, I think.
That's right. And as you said, there's not sending of rubbish over to the other side. So you'll instead be more score focused. You'll be playing more independently. The opponent isn't going to be sending more lines for you to clear onto your side of the board. So you still have the advantage of being able to have full control of your side of the board and what we like to call the well, which is the gaps that you leave to complete lines, to get Tetrises or to get T-spins and stuff like that. And we're going to take you through. If you've never really gotten yourself into Tetris and you're thinking how much depth really is there, or what are you talking about? What's this jargon, T-spins, Tetrises, wells? We're here to guide you through. Hopefully by the end of today, you're going to be Tetris experts and you're going to be able to enjoy more and more of the game. And of course, super exciting to have so many people here in the venue, not only to play, but also to watch and support everyone else, because that's exactly what this kind of social event is all about.
Yeah, for sure, Chad. There's a lot of nervousness to get around of getting on stage and competing. We are here for the social atmosphere, and here we are with the first match playing up now. What excellent timing. We have 2 representatives of House Gym.
That's right, and as we come into this first match, what's exciting about a tournament format, and that when you get to watch a whole tournament, when you get to be here, especially in an amateur tournament, especially in person, is that you actually get to see the level of play increase. So even though it may start quite low, maybe I'm going to eat my words here, maybe these are 2 very strong Tetris players, but it's really exciting to see the level of play increase, and we can start detailing the kind of strategies that the different levels of play are using to get themselves the wins. And of course, we're looking at a Tetris format that is, quite, what's the word I'm looking for?
Strategic.
Yeah.
There's decision making to be made here, whereas Classic supported a very improvised nature. It's because of flying by the seat of your pants, I guess. We're going to be seeing some actual play styles being busted out here and seeing how these players go. That's
right, and you can see a really classic well developing on the side, on your left-hand side by Kai Pepper. They have the very traditional line at the side to put down those line pieces. Look, getting those Tetrises on the side is a very common strategy to build around that. It's a very, I should say,
going to win the highest level of points. The 4-score Tetris, a line down the side known as a 0-9 in the competitive bracket. That type of thing is what's going to give you the highest points, and building combos off of that is what's going to put you to first place in today for sure.
That's right. We've got a big gap on the left-hand side as well, but still a massive score advantage on that side too. Having a bit of trouble here on the right-hand side. Illegal Gecko has got a couple of gaps there that are quite inconvenient to deal with. Indeed, it's unfortunately got 2 wells constructed. Needs line pieces in the middle and needs line pieces on the left-hand side. So even though there's a lot of content there, just needs to find a way to bring it all together.
It's tough. A game like this, when you start to make one mistake, it can snowball very quickly, and we can see that with Gecko on the right-hand side, needing to make some recovery here. While Kai Pepper, with a 4,000 point advantage, seem to get ahead.
That's right.
See how this goes back for Gecko.
That's right, and you can see Gecko slowing down a bit here, getting close to the top, meaning need to play a bit slower, but lots of gaps here. Going to make it a bit difficult to make those Tetrises, clear those lines. And even though I said that, look, on the left-hand side, Kai Pepper also has the same well gap at the beginning of the game, so you can see that, like, playing accurately and not, like, you have to strike that balance between speed and between slow, consistent placement.
Absolutely. That's one of the big benefits of the Modern is a fast drop. In Classic, you had to play at the speed the game told you. Said you are going to play at this speed, the pieces are going to drop this fast. In Modern, you're going to have the option to drop as fast as you like, but it doesn't matter if you play this fast and start making these sort of mistakes. You need to build up the positioning properly on your board.
That's right. We can see Kai Pepper here still electing to finish out the round, maybe getting some more practice here. They have won the round. They can top themselves out to finish it, but and they won't lose at this point, but always a good opportunity to get some practice. And of course, this is a good chance for Illegal Gecko to be getting themselves some composure, because, you know, we're talking about just the mechanics of Tetris. This does not sell what it's actually like. Yeah. This does not sell how much it takes to be on stage, to know that, like we're talking, we're not only going live to you guys on the broadcast online, we're going live to the venue. And absolutely, these players can hear us talking about the plays that they're doing. They know that everyone's watching them. Pressure's on. So often, we've seen this in previous tournaments, that it sometimes take that one round for people to find their groove on a stage. It's not just about the technical part. You can go home and you can practice as much Tetris as you want, but when you're in a tournament setting, it's a completely different ballgame. You got to play under pressure, and you got to make it count under pressure when somebody else is putting that pressure on you. Like, you see that score of the other player going up. Now you've got the psychological game. How do you play faster and risk more errors, or do you continue playing slow and hope that you can consistently catch up? And
well, we can see here right now, Gecko playing a little bit more consistently this time. Adesona's coming across their first stumbling block. 1,000 points the difference, it's still anybody's game.
That's right. Here we are, still building on both sides, getting a lot of good pieces here. And a nice combo there from Kai Pepper, looking very consistent, very strong, very minimal amount of errors, going to be getting some solid placements here, keeping the well pretty consistent.
That's the thing, at this point, they're ahead. They don't need to push any boundaries. They don't need to play too hard. Play short, consistent pieces like this. You know what's going to for them to win. Sure.
Lots of slow, consistent placement here, and we're halfway through the round right now. There's still, like, it's still not much of a score gap. You can see, even though that Illegal Gecko is, you know, 2,700 points behind, it's only really about 3 Tetrises behind. It's not a big gap. There's definitely an opportunity to catch up here.
There's
on
still
that
an
side.
opportunity, but finding it hard to make the plays, make a nice well to get that score point.
That's right,
Whereas Pepper not having that issue on it.
That's right, both players here. Very focused. Strong placement on the side of Kai Pepper. Will be slowly building their well up. Gecko.
Right, coming short round.
Both players. As we wind down to this final 30 seconds, we can see that the consistent side well, making sure that there's always a space at the side for that line piece, and that consistency is really making a huge difference. Whereas if we spread out, if we spend most of our time sort of in the middle of the field trying to place around the middle, we run the risk. If we're not aiming to build our sides up first and build from one side to the other, and leaving just one gap, it can happen that you have wells on both sides.
Fast. Tops out just before the end of the round.
That's right, and the first win will go to Kai. Pepper, congratulations on the 2-0 win there, and we'll progress to the next round.
Stuff. Hear that crowd pop off. Excellent work, team.
Quite a commanding victory there. Got 250% of the score line there. Looking very strong. Have given a nice wave to the crowd. Very excited to be here competing, and that must be our other competitor right there, Gecko. Good on you for being here, putting yourself in a competition. You can see even in this is what the game's all about: having a good time, having a laugh. It's not about the win. It's about the experience.
That's right. What a story to tell. Look at that. Look at the laughter on their face. That's the type of attitude I'd enjoy. Fantastic.
That's right. And look, we've got such an opportunity here. Like when we talk about the social gaming, not only do people get to be here in a tournament event, but also, just having that friendly laughter with people next to you, having the opportunity to have almost like a bonding experience with the other competitors, and with your mates as you are, competing on such a big stage. You don't know if you're going to be the one on screen or not. There's a lot of people here today, and that was just a randomly selected match. So
yeah, there's a lot of people, a lot of competitors, a lot of entrants, and there's a large amount of audience as well, both in person and on stream. So the nerve factor starts to kick in when you're getting in. The lights are on and everyone's watching. The music and the commentators are booming over the microphone. I've been there too. I've been on stage, and the nerves rack up very quickly.
Hello, shout-outs to the crowd. And we talked about this event, the Fortress House Cup, fortnightly on a Saturday. But this is just one of many events. Just as we said, this is a social gaming event. A lot of Fortress events are really focused around that social gaming experience. I know that on Wednesdays, Fortress runs a sort of a communal board game event where, entertainers and people bring their own board games, and people will play those sort of board games with each other. And it's a good way to meet new friends, try new games, and be in that sort of gaming atmosphere. I know there was a lot of other those board game bars and those entertainer bars that were around, but most of them didn't make it through COVID. And so the fact that Fortress is still representing that sort of community board game experience is super cool. I know they've got Magic the Gathering is new for this season as well. They're bringing that out on a Thursday, and they have that beginner tour. I'm not sure if you've seen that sort of stuff that gets set up at PAX, but it's like you get those starter decks, so that you can bring anyone that hasn't played before, and they can have a shot in those settings. So that's always really cool too. Magic's always putting on those cool events to bring new people into the game. What else? You talked about the Dungeons and Dragons aspect. There's something there for those people who enjoy roleplay too.
Yeah, sure. So there's a lot of room for hire or to book in and either join in with a team that is already running a game, or to bring your own team along and be situated in, also maybe your back room, but you want to be in the tavern atmosphere. They are ready to host you and your friends, or if you are looking to join a game and get involved with the community, you can sign up to run a game or to join in a game with people who are already playing. It's a great way to meet some people.
That's right. Well, yeah, one of the big advantages of this sort of Dungeons and Dragons experience that is run here on a Sunday is that a lot of people, they hear about Dungeons and Dragons and they go, wait, you sit down for 8 hours a week and you run the one campaign? And for some people, that's a kind of intimidating barrier to entry. And we really, Fortress really wanted to bring that experience, to have that role-playing experience, to have the opportunity to make your own story and create your own fun, to a more compact sort of setting. So having those 3-hour, one-night sessions where you play a whole campaign over one night instead of a sprawling campaign that you have to commit months to. So you get to dip your toes in the water, or maybe you get to introduce your friends to the genre of role-playing a bit more. So, good opportunity there. Now, that's not even it. Like we heard a little bit about the trivia before that's on Mondays, Parma and Pints for $20 on Tuesdays.
Good value.
Yeah. So Fortress is always looking to have an event on every night of the week to really promote, like that sense of community and a space for gamers and a space to meet new people. So that's really exciting. I'm so glad that that's being delivered on, especially when a lot of those spaces are no longer available to go to. It's so good to have it here.
Yeah, that's right. And that social atmosphere is exactly what we're here for. And I'm glad there's a place that's still offering that. To be able to go out and meet people in today's day and age it's a needed function. And what a better place to do it than in a place like Fortress.
We're going into our Telstra replay here. You can see it started off pretty strong for Illegal Gecko. Had found had a strong well on the side. Same thing, Kai Pepper. They were both very even at this point. But it was when there was about 2 gaps on the side of Illegal Gecko that sort of snowballed out of control and had inevitably led to a loss. Kai Pepper, still consistent, had the one well, was looking to always plug it as soon as possible, only leaving suitable gaps, and that's what you start to see more and more as it goes on. You start to see more of that structure, more of that, and we've only seen one type of well really, in terms of a deliberate side well to get those 4-line clears. But that's not it. That's not it for Tetris. You think that's it? That's what you do in Tetris. You just build the line and then you just put the line pieces down, right? That's what Tetris is all about.
If you are thinking that, you're at the very, very beginner level. You're at the introduction phase, and that is a great place to be. As we see our match 2, Apex playing against Lockdown.
And Apex Splinter might also be an Apex player. So meaning that not only are they playing in the Apex days, but also gaining house points for their team, even in games they may be not as strong, or maybe they don't spend as much time. But that's what it's all about. Not only competing in your game, but competing across the 3 games. Having, and collecting those house points for your team, having those social gaming experiences, and getting that prize.
Absolutely. Once you sign up to represent a house, you're part of the army. That's it. You're representing. You're wearing the colors. And if you are a top level Apex Legends player, well, I'm glad they came here to play Tetris, represent house.
That's right. You can already see the pace of both players quite a bit faster this time around. We're seeing already a T-spin double. See, of course, that maneuver. Can you tell us a bit more about that one, Jordan? What is T-spin?
All right, so see the T-shaped block, obviously known as the T-block, we call it that. You can set up a build in your well to be able to, as you get to the touchdown point, as that T is touching down on your top level, you can rotate it to the left or right, and because squares don't rotate on a singular point, it's going to be able to rotate and maneuver its way.
Ooh, we just
down
saw it then.
There we go again.
It kind of looked like
expert level build.
That's right, and those T-spin doubles, they make more points than Tetris's.
Absolutely. If you want to get to the top level and faster, you can see the difference. 11K.
And lots of all clears there as well for Polenta to boost the score even more.
That name, it fooled me. Apex Polenta. I said obviously they are here for the Apex House Cup later on. But,
yeah, we thought this was an Apex player, but we're seeing several all clears. Look, they've set up a T-spin here. Here it comes again. Another T-spin double.
They're trying their best. I appreciate that.
And on the side of Lockdown, we're still seeing some pretty solid play. They're keeping that single well on the side. It's a nicely built well right here. But you can sort of see the difference between someone who is playing for a very what's the word I'm looking for? Like a much more advanced and technical.
Absolutely, technical display is exactly what we're talking about here. To build the 0 and 9, to build a solid wall takes. Here we can see on the right-hand side setting up a T-spin. You see the T-spin square where the slot's going to, there it goes there. Just as it touches down, rotates to fit into spot there, that's going to win a good deal of points. Now, at a 17 grand deficit, maybe not enough, but it's exactly the type of play we're going to be seeing out of the modern format, and it's what I'm looking forward to seeing more today. Oh, the speed out of Polenta is truly impressive. Not a name.
That's
we
right.
see
And look
as
at all these ear
repetition.
clears. The amount of all clears we've seen on the side of Exopolenta. Like, look at the speed. Look at the score advantage right here. We're coming down to the final 18 seconds, and he is at 39,000 points, more than double his opponent. Constantly not only doing T-spins, but doing spins with the squiggly blocks too.
All clears. We can see Lockdown is putting down some more technical play.
And that's it
That
for our
is the
first round.
round. What a killer. The speed coming out of them. Excellent work from those two.
Wow, and that was very convincing in terms of speed and accuracy and keeping that well small. That was a strategy we didn't actually see at all last time we were here, and we're doing this 3-minute because the Tetris Effect Connected has an additional mode called Zone Battle, and this is one of the premier battle modes as well that allows you to send the rubbish and send lines over to the other player. And so that is one of the, because it's one of the prime focuses of Tetris Effect Connected, potentially the strategies within just the modern format have been less practiced, less refined, and to see someone come with a strategy that's all about making sure that you're building for those all clears consistently, that's new, and it seems very strong right now.
Yeah, it's strong for sure. The direct competitor, the zone battle mode of Tetris Effect Connected, if you build a nice big wall, you have the opportunity to zone attack and send that whole lot, take it, all that garbage, and eat it over to your opponent, giving them all sorts of strife. Those sorts of big wells, completely filled wells, building into very quick combos is a strategy that's been perfected at this point. And right now, the all clears is going to be given, keeping things nice and low, keeping not building a well up, just having enough to build up a T-spin or a Z-spin, get yourself the combos and clear lines out of the way quickly. We've seen what an excellent display just on show there.
Absolutely, and there was still strong play on the sides of both players. We're still seeing, like, just between round 1 and round 2, the level of play just went up hugely.
Yeah,
you know, the
big
high
jump.
score we saw last time, 10,000. Then we saw 20,000 one side, 39 on the other. So it's exciting to think what the higher level is gonna be here. And yeah, so we've been talking about this fortress, and we talked about it being the biggest fortress in or the biggest gaming venue in the Southern Hemisphere. But that's not going to be that way for long.
No, I think it's why do you say that? I think we're going to be the reigning champions forever. Melbourne is the most livable city, and it's only suitable we have the largest esporting venue.
I hate to break it to you, but Sydney is going to be getting a fortress as well, and it's going to be even bigger than our one here in Melbourne.
I'm bigger than Melbourne. Okay, look. Okay, on one hand, I want to support, Fortress is building a new venture. On the second hand, it really breaks my heart. Are you sure on this information? Can you double check that?
Unfortunately, I have double checked it, and I have to say, it does pull at my heartstrings. But it's awesome to see that not only, we've got nightlife for days, so it's good that Sydney's getting some too.
Yeah, Sydney needs it, I guess. It's great. It's great. Sydney needs it as well. I'm going to feel sad to come up here on stage and say that we are the second largest esports venue, but still, I can say Fortress is the largest esports venue in the Southern Hemisphere. Good that we're maintaining that mantle at least.
Oh, you got some
look at
signs
the crowd.
here.
This is Ziggy.
Is that red on white? Oh, we're getting there. Ziggs.
Ziggs. Let's hear it for Ziggs. Let's hear the crowd. All right, Ziggs.
Wow, that was some high effort right there.
That was a lot of effort. I'm glad. I started seeing these and I said, oh no, these are some memes that I don't understand. I'm getting too old. I'm not in with the hip crowd anymore. Okay, a competitor getting a cheer squad going in the background there. That's what I love to see. That sort of attitude from the fans. Oh, lovely. Get your friends down here and say hello.
That's what's great about it. I mean, the size of phone screens has gotten so big now that you can use them as signs on camera. That's pretty unreal.
Back in my day, they always said they wanted the phones to be as small as possible. Now we're trying to we need the custom placards in the crowd.
It's funny to think, will pocket sizes increase? as we increase the, or is everyone just going to be expected to start carrying around bags?
Versus is very popular these days. I could see that working out.
Or do you carry one?
Do you want me to? If I get a big enough phone, I'll carry it just for you. I'll come to your shows. I'll write Jad on my big. I'll pull it out of my purse and I'll hold it up in the crowd just for you. I'll do it.
That's commitment.
It's commitment, yeah. I work in the trades in my day job. People are going to be making fun of me like mad. But you know what? For you, I will do it. Support you at Fortress Melbourne? Absolutely.
You could have that. The thing about having like a tablet, right? If you had a bag big enough to have a tablet, you could be having that whole set on your own. You wouldn't have to spread out. I mean, no disrespect, of course. It's amazing to actually coordinate all those different styles across 4 different phones. But you would be able to have the one and then customize it as the tournament evolved.
It could, or I could get 4 more friends, all with these tablets size, and write whatever I like about you. I could write some mean stuff.
Wow.
I'm going to write that one down. That sounds like a good idea to me. So that's going to pay off later. A later show. You come back at the next time we're playing Tetris Effect Connected. We'll see if I get that tablet. Here we are. Coolio Leopard versus Kind-Hearted Deer. Leopard versus a Deer. We know how this one goes down. We're going to see how it plays in Tetris.
It looks like we're coming back to the same Apex versus Lockdown. The wins down the bottom, they say 0-all. We did have a brief game crash before, so that's why the scores aren't being reflected, but please do know that it still is 1-0, and Apex Splinter is 1 more round away from winning here. Lockdown looking to create a center well as well this time, slotting pieces in.
Well, a bit of up there. Let's take it cover. I got bamboozled by the screen names, it seems. Not the first time I've been by that. See, Polenta coming with this excellent speed once again.
Yeah,
but
huge.
The score is staying in this time. Lockdown pulling out a more speeds. They need a pulling out of the hat.
That's right, yeah. Even though, there's only a 2,000 point difference at this point. It's quite neck and neck this time.
Yeah. What an adaptation. That's what I love.
Huge adaptation. And we're going to see some T-spins coming out here. Look at only 1,000 points of difference. Huge difference from the previous game where we had almost 20,000 points the difference.
Polenta pulling ahead this time, but Lockdown working their best to stay.
That's right, and we could see the difference this time. We just between the T-spin and the Tetris play, we did see Apex was building mostly for the Tetrises again. This time making a huge line well at the side, and now as they've gone back to the all clears and T-spin strategy, they're starting to pull ahead in points and sort of get away with it a bit more.
That's right, realizing that Lockdown is still no slouch. Bit of a commanding lead last time, but now need to still bring out those skills. Maintain that score. Oh, I was really cheering for Lockdown there. Neck and neck. Let's see if they can bring it back to the end of the game.
That's right. We have seen some. We've seen some pretty devastating comebacks in previous weeks where we built up and we've been trying to get the well so high, as trying to stock up as much of a combo as possible and see the best players top out even, especially in this single elimination tournament on stage. Anything can happen.
On the right-hand side, good stuff.
Still going for both sides. Nice combo there. Still
starting to separate now. As you can see, is Strange out a little bit of a breathing, a little bit of an adaptation, and then start off so strongly in minute one.
What a recovery from Apex there as well.
That was recovery, right? Coming out of this play, this is time up there, another commanding victory.
That's right. We're so close in the start, but as it went on, Polenta showing their mastery.
That is a name to watch out for. I would be surprised if they don't come up on screen later in the night. Watch out for that competitor.
Of course, we've just finished that game there. Of course, even though the scores didn't reflect it in the game, that was a 2-0. So big shout outs, round of applause for Polenta there. One of the fiercest competitors for today so far that we've seen so far. A real killer, and I know we've seen. We were looking up the brackets before, and we did see there was a few more there. But the nature of a single elimination bracket means that these good players could be eliminating each other really early on, and not have a second chance to come back. Of course, there is a second chance in the second qualifier that occurs at 6:40, 6:20, 6:40. But you don't know how this bracket's going to turn out. It's sort of the chaos and the fun and of a single elimination tournament.
Exactly right. I'm here for the upsets. That's what I want to see. I want to see the unknown, the wild cards. You know, I see some names here on my list. I got some repeat offenders. You know, some people who have been here before, some names that I recognize, and I said I'm going to keep an eye out for those. But what I want to see those wild cards. I want to see people I don't know. It's the grab bag, I guess, that you get out of a social event like this. Sometimes you have people from out of nowhere, maybe an online warrior, as we used to say in the fighting game community. People who don't show up to the locals all too often, just want to say, hey, I'll put my name in the hat. Maybe they came to Fortress and they didn't know there was a Tetris community. So they say they suddenly see up on lights, Tetris Effect Connected tournament. They walk straight there and they say, I'm in and I'm going to show you who's boss. And that is what I'm here to see.
That's right. And I really can't stress this social gaming aspect enough. You know, I work in my day job. I'm a before and after school care coordinator, and we don't really get to use tech. You know, it's very important, I feel like, to keep kids outside. But on those special occasions, you know, maybe a curriculum day where we've got, you know, the whole 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. I love bringing out my PC, bringing out my monitor, hooking up a whole 4 controllers, and running like a 2-on-2 local couch gaming competition for the kids. And just to, like, not only is it such an opportunity to, like, give kids you know, a role model in how we compete in those two settings, how we give constructive feedback to each other, how we compete respectfully, but also such an amazing opportunity to just like have like structure. Like I'm organizing the tournament. I'm giving them feedback. I'm able to, you know, everyone's giving each other tips, celebrating each other's wins. People are celebrating and rooting for each other in service, and that's really cool. And that's exactly what's being provided here at Fortress. Like that kind of magical experience where you were just here, anyone can compete, you try something new, try a game you never tried before, or one that you're not very experienced in, you just wanted to give it a shot. And just, you don't know who you're going to go against, you don't know who you're going to meet, you don't know who you're going to play, and that's what's so special about this event.
Absolutely, I love that as well. And it's exactly that type of moment where you don't know who you're going to meet, and this is a great way to break the ice. Maybe you'll go up against the Melbourne Tetris Grand Champion. Maybe just meet someone who's nice and friendly and go have a couple of drinks afterwards. It's a great place to do it. It's a great icebreaker for anyone who's looking to get involved in that sort of community.
Yeah, that's right. And you and I, we actually entered. We didn't play any Counter-Strike basically, but we entered the Counter-Strike Go tournament last season. And
I remember this. What a travesty that was. We tried our hardest. I promise you we did. Did we do too well? Not really, but the guy next to us was a pro, and we said, hey, what button do I press to fire this gun? He told us. He was very friendly. He took us over this way, said, here, I'm going to show you some of the tips. He told us what we needed to do, and he said, here's what you need to do to win the round. We played against him round 1. Didn't go too well for us. He was a lot better than we were. But hey, maybe next time we'll join Apex Legends. Maybe we'll do a bit better.
I mean, we were sort of unlucky enough to go up against the people who ended up to winning the whole thing in the first round. But it was still fun to sit next to them. And they gave us, you know, some more technical advice exactly on like how a gun spray pattern worked. And then we had someone to root for the rest of the tournament. Just as well, the people that beat us won the whole thing. So I could basically say that I was, like, spiritually second place.
If that's the way you want to interpret that, I'm glad. I'm glad you can take that away from it. That is positivity and resilience to a level that I can find hard to put into words, my friend. I'm glad that you can get in here and say that about yourself. Great stuff.
Thanks, man. I'm just a beacon of positivity.
Beacon of positivity, that's exactly how I describe you, and that's exactly how I describe these types of events at Fortress. Fantastic. Everyone's ready to help each other out.
Yep.
Look at this crowd. Having some pints, talking, animated. Lovely. Oh, they're holding up the sign. Top right corner, I can see you there. I can't see what the sign says. Is that the Ziggs cheer squad again?
Ziggy again?
If it's Ziggy again, put a big thumbs up.
Can we get Ziggy a black marker instead of a red one?
Red on white. Oh, we're working on it hard here.
Is this an emergency Sharpie coming in? Oh.
Almost.
Oh.
When Ziggs gets up on stage, we're going to see this crowd popping off.
All right, we're coming in. Ooh.
Ooh.
We got
Bingers playing
Gecko
against Legal Gecko.
and Bingers here. Bingers, I believe, our reigning champion from the last Fortress House Cup.
Wow.
And this Bingers, of course, this is someone who in the first has had a couple of matches where, even though they are the reigning champion, they have. They're one of the examples I gave before of someone who made a couple mistakes under pressure, which is so crucial in the highest level of play, making those gaps, especially against another top player. But you can see just the speed he's playing with already with that center well.
Such a change.
But wow, look at both players playing out of their mind. The score gap is only 2,400.
Very close game. Anyone's game right now. Closing this again at 1,500. How this plays out.
Bingers, reigning champion, just falling behind here. And look at the well on the side of Gecko. Very commanding right now. And a lot more material to work with and a healthy score advantage. Not to say that, you know, if Bingers is going for an all-clear strat as well, there's opportunity to catch up here too, but...
Bit of a misdrop. Let's see how it recovers. Look at the speed at which that's fixed. That is top-level play right there.
Oh, that T-spin triple!
T-spin triple. Lots of points ahead, but still maintaining just a 700 point advantage.
1,000 points difference. This is the most competitive game we've had so far. Both players one mistake away from giving away this entire round right now. And both players, you know, they want to be building those center wells with the T-spin in mind, but they have to be reading their upcoming material, their upcoming pieces, you know. Oh, there it is. Bingers making the correct read there, closing the gap again, but only 2,000 points of difference. Gecko has been, just took the lead for a fraction of a second, trying to push it back again. Gecko.
Oh, it's back to neck and neck within 500 points.
Still 1 minute, 15 seconds left on the clock.
1 minute is a lot of time.
Bingers pulls ahead.
He's been double build up here, back to 1,000 points deficit, back to even.
Oh, we're seeing a combo here. We're saving the line piece from Bingers' side to go a T-spin into a Tetris right here, trying to close, and it's taken the lead once more. 53 seconds left.
Gecko working hard to maintain it, knows that a single mistake is going to give the round away, but again
Gecko's
brings it back to even.
Does bring it back to even, but Gecko has made a few awkward gaps. Look at these strange gaps here, especially with 39 seconds left. Really needs to recover, and there's not much. There's not as much time now.
Running out of time. Wills a quick T-spin.
Play has to play faster. Knows they need to play faster. Only 1,400 points the difference. Lots of gaps, less room to work with for Gecko, but it also means faster placements. More room for error.
Oh, it's bringing it so
faster
close
speed.
Here.
Less than 100 points. 15 seconds left.
Gecko working hard, grinding these points.
Oh my goodness.
Setups here, couple of spins, couple of Tetris is all going to do it. It's down to the 200 point difference, but a quick 1,000 here.
A back-to-back T-spins from the side of Bingers trying to keep the lead.
1,500 points of difference. What a competitive match. Let's hear a big round of applause for this display on screen. Woo.
That was only one round. Ooh.
Oh.
Intense first round right there.
That is what I'm here to see.
Some impressive speed coming from both sides here. We're launching straight into this second round. No breaks here. T-spin double straight away from Bingers. And a bit of an awkward gap to start off with from Gecko, but lots of time to recover.
We've seen them recover from worse, that's for sure. 3 minutes to go. Let's see what sort of strategies they build.
Oh,
the spin not quite working.
And much more consistent play here from Bingers. We've seen this from him in other previous tournaments. Has had moments where they have felt a bit shaky, but has put it through for a tournament win previously. So can't even with minor errors, cannot count this person out, this gamer out. T-spin doubles on the side.
A little bit more of a difference here this game.
Yeah, much more of a gap
the
this
skill
time.
level of their opponents.
That's right, and of course, at this level, when you know that the other player is so far ahead, that really does force you to play at a higher speed. You know, as you become stronger and stronger at this game, you are really considering what is. Oh, wow, ambitious play here.
Well, very ambitious, and they know they need to make themselves a risk to bring the score back.
That's right, and this few awkward gaps here, but still looking to play fast, chaotic, making
the recovery
sure.
is coming together here. Look at these combos, opportunities they're building themselves. Still, being is just the hard grind, maintaining those 1,000 points of advantage.
That's right, consistently making strong wells here, pulling ahead by 5,000 points with 1 minute 15 left on the clock. Strong play and oh, nice T-spin double. Looks just like it looks like an awkward gap, but no, it's all part of the plan. Nice combo there, reduces the score gap with that combo. T-spin into Tetris combo. Oh, looking like a 500-point gap. Look at this comeback from Illegal Gecko.
The comeback here within the last minute brings it back to within 200 points. We've seen them play like this before. I'm glad to see this. They haven't choked under the pressure of the point deficit, brought it back hard. We see that Bingers is working hard to maintain that lead, only down to a couple of grand now. Oh, the flying back and forth fast.
Oh my goodness, flying. Look at this. Neck and neck finally takes the lead.
In the lead with only 30 seconds to go. Victory is on the taste of Gecko. We can see what's happening.
More material to work with on the side of Bingers, so it is very close here against anyone's game. Who can make it happen in this last 18 seconds?
Oh, huge pull ahead from Bingers here.
Oh my goodness, wow. What crucial moves from Bingers, made as well so perfectly that there's only 5 seconds left to catch up. Here comes the, it's 500 points at difference.
500 points.
Oh, but the T-spin double will secure the win. Bingers.
What a game once again. Neck and neck.
The reigning champion showing why they were a champion in the first place. These shout-outs, wow, what an incredible level of play from both players. And to stay that close in such a long game, 3 minutes, that's a lot of time to get a huge gap. We've seen that already, 20,000 point gaps. And you're still seeing still such a competitive score gap. And lots of comebacks. Anything can happen.
Close one, very close one. We've been gifted something from the crowd here. I got to, we got to hold this up here.
That's right.
Here we go. Let's hear it for Ziggy. Hey, the crowd's popping off about it. All right, so the what's that? What are we covering up?
That's inappropriate language.
Let's sense it out. It's all right. All right. So for the team who gave us this, it is currently 5:45. So you can look it up on the Twitch VOD later on. See your poster here, right here, live from the commentary booth.
That's right.
I enjoyed that.
It's been brought back here, so I'm not sure when you'll get it back. Maybe I'll just keep it.
Maybe we'll keep it. Maybe we'll turn you a paper flame quiet over there. If Ziggs ends up winning today, if they're competing, I don't even know. Is Ziggs a competitor? No one ever told me. I would hope so. If they're on stage today, we'll run it up there or shout it out for them. Stuff Ziggs.
Maybe Ziggy's like a Tetris piece name, and this, they're so into Tetris that they just, they get into the role play elements. And they're really interested in the Z shapes. And you can hear Kit Fox in the background hyping up the crowd.
General Hype Man, listen to that. Getting the crowd hyped up. Doesn't seem like they need any help for that. Let's go.
That's right. Welcome back, of course. That was Kid Fox talking about the second qualifier that's going up. You could see how many people were walking towards that sports bar. Maybe they were just spectating the first round. They've gone, hold on, I'm enrolled. I want to check out, try my hand at this game. Give it a shot. If you're there, umming and ahhing, and you've come anyway for maybe just to have a drink and watch the event and check out Fortress, and you're sitting in the audience right now, go there. Put your name in.
Yeah, please, give it a go. Like, well, what have you got to lose? You've got nothing to lose but nothing. You're just going to be sitting there anyway. Walk over, just march yourself up and say, I want to sign up to a team. Choose which side you want to represent. Go and say, I want to sign up. You've got the time right now. You can get there. You've still got time to sign up. You might get yourself on screen. You might see me cheering for you. If you were sitting there and thinking, Jordan, I don't think I can do it, I said, Billy Goat, please, I don't really know. I was too nervous. You know, there's too much sound, too much pressure.
What if I lose?
What if you lose? Who cares? Who cares, mate? You're going to be having fun. I promise you. Let me tell you. If you're worried about yourself, come see me. Come say, Billy Goat, I'm worried. I promise you, I will cheer for you personally. But here we are for the next round.
That's right. Well, actually, this is the Telstra replay.
Telstra replay
of our hyper-competitive game right there. Almost looked like a finals qualifying match right there. The level of play was so intense.
Look at this play. I got bamboozled by the replay once again. That's okay. Here we are. I love watching this again. A little bit of time for the next rounds to be prepared.
That's right, and the score gap was so competitive throughout the whole thing, you know, back and forth, forcing the other player to increase their pace and not play as consistently, forcing those errors or potentially being bolstered up and playing clutch. You know, you're taking a risk when you play faster at this level, and pushing yourself. Sometimes it does work out because you don't make those mistakes you were anticipating.
That's exactly right. That type of decision making happening so fast and for 3 consistent minutes. 3 minutes doesn't sound too much. You try sprinting for 3 minutes, try to sprint yourself a kilometer for 3 minutes. It's hard, it's difficult, and much the same the brain power it takes to make those types of decisions that fast and that consistently.
It's exactly right. It really is a sprint game. You know, we're not playing a general Tetris game where you are playing against the computer or you're playing on your own, and you can take as much time as you want to build the perfect well, and you only have to play at the speed the game forces you. You are directly competing, and that means that you have to up your game as soon as you start feeling that your pace is not working.
And that's some of the hardest things sometimes. When you bring your pace and you realize that your opponent's pulling ahead, it forces you to play a little bit faster, maybe a little bit less than you're comfortable with. And it's that type of nerve that you need to balance when you're up on stage here and saying, what level can I really push myself to? Where's my adrenaline letting me play? Where's the shaking of my hands going to stop me from making these starts and mistakes? You need to be able to calm yourself down and play at the speed as your maximum level, but not too fast so you're making these mistakes and snowballing out of control.
That's right. It's been super fun to watch so far. 3 matches, but all of them have shown us a new dimension of Tetris. And some of the strategies can be offered, and seeing some of those strategies a bit more mastered, and seeing, you know, how, especially in that previous one, that the Gecko, they seemed like they were building such a strange well with lots of gaps, but the way they're able to recover consistently and turn them into impressive combos was pretty cool. And
what was baffling, the sort of comebacks we saw in that last match, for the very first 2 we saw when the score got ahead, it sort of maintained that trajectory from both sides. The comebacks we saw in the back and forth in the last match, highly impressive to me, I think.
Absolutely. Lots of really strong play right there. Anyway, big shout out, we really can't stress enough, to the people who are here competing. Not just you viewing at home, big shout out to you as well, of course. Without you, without the spectators, bringing the art, there's no game. But without the players willing to put themselves at risk, you know, it takes something. It takes a certain kind of bravery to really put yourself at risk in a tournament and just be okay, win or lose, and to just have a great time, get excited, really, you know, put something in yourself. Oh, I kind of really want to win this one. And as we come in, I wonder if this is we got Apex and G Mother, and we've been so far in this. This is a qualifying match. So the winner of this will go through to our top 4 grand finals at the end of the night. So if we've seen Polenta play, we've seen how strong a player they are. Mother has made it. We haven't seen them yet. J Mother.
If they've made it this far, I'm excited for another close match here up ahead.
Here we are coming into this qualifying match. We have strong speed coming straight away, and yeah, straight away. Polenta going for their all clears.
J-Mother.
Yeah, look at the difference in strategies right here. J-Mother, look, building this massive well for huge amounts of clears.
Big double Tetris there from J-Mother. The difference in
look at the amount of material, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Lots of T-spin doubles and all clears on the side of Polenta, but J-Mother building a big Tetris well for those 4-line clears we can see at the moment. More points on the side of Polenta. That is the advantage of playing for all clears. That is the advantage of playing 4 T-spins. It's a bit more technical, it's a bit more risky. And you can see already the gap is
back very quickly.
yeah, that's right. J Mother brought it within 2,000 points.
See if this pays off.
Yep, here we are. 2 minutes left.
Oh, a bit of a misdrop there. First major one for the game from J Mother. Let's see how they recover.
Nice
Shouldn't be
all
too
clear
hard for them.
recovery.
But for a 4,000 point deficit, can't be making these types of mistakes with a minute and 40 to go.
That's right, and you can see Polenta does take their time. You know, they're looking at their following pieces and figuring out how they can put together that all clear. Happy to do that because they know it's going to give them such a point advantage, and they already have the point lead. They have the time to set up these plays, to take the time, take a breath, set up these big all clear plays.
That's right. I've been harping on a bunch about the type of speed we see, and let me be honest, it's nice and exciting for me. But this is primarily a puzzle game, and it's a puzzle that needs to be solved only faster than your opponent. And so being able to take a time and breathe, see the next 4 pieces coming up, see what piece you have held in reserve, and being able to plan out a good plan of attack based on that information, sometimes that's going to help you out more than just smashing pieces down to the bottom. Here we see it's still a close game with a minute to go and a little bit more than a grand.
That's right, bit of an awkward gap on the side of J Mother, but still managing to keep it within 2,000 points. The difference so impressive, especially with 45 seconds left against somebody we know is so strong, and especially with such wildly different strategies here. Look, 90 lines cleared for J Mother, only 54 cleared for Polenta. Polenta has found more effective clears, more point-making clears with their all-clear and T-spin strategy.
Misdrop blocks the well, needs to recover quickly if have any hope of clearing this 3,000 point deficit. That is a great observation though. 97 lines on the side of J Mother, 64 on Polenta. We see the benefit of building for the T-spins and the high number combo builds there.
That's
In a modern format like this, just a single Tetris clears, just not going the distance, we see.
That's right, but that said, J Mother's strategy is not weak by any stretch of the imagination. They're able to play at a speed that is much faster. They were able to play at a speed that was really fast, and there was only a couple errors there that really gave away that first round. So big round of applause. That's Apex Polenta there, getting that first round. But this is still a very close match with 2 wildly different strategies, 2 wildly different wells, and builds going on here. It could go either way. How much speed is Polenta willing to sacrifice to run their strategy, and how fast can Mother play without making errors? Here we are coming into this second round. Strong, very strong start from Apex Polenta. Same amount of lines cleared, but triple the score. But look at the amount of material J Mother's working with. You know, this is what we're saying. If they can keep up this speed, and still make these clears, that's going to make all the difference.
Yep, working hard. Hasn't changed their strategy. They knew it, maintained just a couple of mistakes. The difference that was all it took last game. So to play this well, very close call there. A bit more of a deficit, but we've seen them come back from larger scores than this.
That's right. Look, even though we're seeing such incredible speed and like the same amount of line clears, Apex Polenta using their point advantage to slow down and get these all clears. Look at that, double the score with 2 minutes left. Awkward gap.
There, trying to set up a T-spin there maybe. See how it goes. Good clear, being able to recover from that. 10k deficit. Look at the pause, the hang time there on Polenta's side. It's that sort of slow decision making. I'm really starting to enjoy seeing that there. Back to the all clears. Still lightning fast from J Mother. Look at the speed coming down, making decisions faster than I can even read them. What a professional.
So fast. But Polenta, wow, just look at that. Look at that score advantage right there. It's
13k with a minute and change. It's looking more and more difficult. Yeah, very convincing match out of Polenta. Not quite so close as last round.
Another all clear. Coming in again. Commanding lead with 1 minute left.
Very commanding lead. We can see the benefits, some of the opportunities provided by the modern format the spins, the spin combos, all clears, combo builds, those type of decision making that the old style of just dropping single 4 lines of Tetris, not quite keeping up with, at least in this round. Very close game last time. This time a little bit of a deficit.
That's right. It seems like we're seeing Polenta make more out of their plays. You know, maybe before we were only seeing T-spin singles and all clears, but now we're seeing so many more doubles and all clears. You know, just really upping that point value, making a huge difference right here as we come into this final 9 seconds. It looks all but over in this qualifying match for J Mother as Apex Polenta will qualify with an all clear. Perfect timing, moving into the finals. Big round of applause to Polenta.
Big thumbs up. Good work from both these competitors, putting their best foot forward for the qualifying round.
Great play there, and a very cool display, especially when we saw our reigning champion not playing to the same strategy, opting to have a big center well and make those T-spins. We're seeing Polenta bring out these all clears. And it'll be very interesting to see if they get matched up later on, what ends up being the more effective strategy.
I'm excited about that, excited to see it.
Here we are in Fortress Melbourne.
We are, Fortress Melbourne, Season 2, Week 2.
That's
what a
right.
day to be here. It's cold outside there, cold out there side. It's nice to be indoors, nice to be nice and warm and toasty. Oh, it's toasty in here. Big, bright lights. Lots of energy, lots of clapping, got the body heat. Like I'm always saying, like it's you know, the electrics is going to be giving up all the heat, but it's don't discount the BTUs, the body warmth from all these hardcore, sweaty gamers here, and the people here just having fun.
Everyone excited gamers right
Everyone
here.
Excited gamers is right.
Putting like their voices, the yelling is bringing up the heat in the arena.
Absolutely. What a great atmosphere to be around in. We can see I can get excited about high-level Tetris play. It's one thing that's very exciting to me, but I enjoy seeing people getting involved. I enjoy the signs being made by the crowd. I enjoy the dancing that's going on on the floor. I enjoy seeing people having cheers and drinking a pint or some water because you want to stay nice and hydrated.
Maybe you're the designated driver. That's the biggest team player.
Oh, the biggest team player designated. Let's give a round of applause to the designated driver. We get that going. Shout outs to the designated drivers for the team. Good stuff. Really taking one to make sure everyone gets home safe. That's the way to go. We want to see you back here next time.
Designated drivers in the city, though. I mean, the parking costs.
Parking costs, yeah. It's it. Well, come on down and win yourself a $1,000 cash prize on the day.
Well, I mean, I tell you what, having Fortress Melbourne literally right opposite Melbourne Central Station has been amazing. Because
so
you just
convenient.
Take a train in, cross the road, you're there.
Easy. It's just a walking distance. It's so nice. Great to go home. Let me tell
big
you.
shout outs to the crowd.
Here we go, the crowd.
Seeing some dance moves. Is it a Mexican wave?
A Mexican. I see like 3 people involved in that Mexican wave. That's happy to me.
That's right.
People getting along, joining together. You got team sports, and the crowd is the biggest team that's here.
That's right. And we're heading into our Telstra replay here between our 2 previous competitors. As we, saw these 2 wildly differing strategies right here. Slow, deliberate play. We've harped on this a lot. Polenta, of course, showing us the very slow, considered play, maximizing their score advantage, then the lack of need to play quickly. And it just happened to be enough. It was very impressive.
Highly impressive, that's right. First round, very close. Second round, a little bit more decisive. Maybe they built their strategy just the right way, got themselves far ahead on the score points there. But as we can see on the replay, such a close match between these 2, many times going down to only 200 points to deficit. But, of course, Polenta making his way, qualifying through our end of the match tonight.
Yeah, that's right. Our grand finals later on tonight, or I should say our top 4 finalists at the end of the night.
We'll see if he has the chutzpah to make it to the grand finals. That hasn't been decided just yet.
No, that hasn't been decided yet. But we can see that speed just not able to do much. What do you think is going to be the winning strategy at this point, Billy Goat? Do you think Bing is the reigning champion who's come in with a tried and true strategy? Or do you think the new and innovative, all clear, minimum resources, slow deliberate play strategy?
You know, I get excited about the high-level, high-speed sprints, but it was the slow-paced play from another qualifying match coming here between
Fura, Mango, and Bingers. Also, 2 repeats right here.
Yeah.
Fura, Mango, big name from the first season as well. It was a bit of a crowd favorite, actually. Had a few sounds for them as well. A few signs, I should say, in the crowd. Haven't seen any yet, but I'm sure we're going to hear some cheers. But going against the killer that is Bingers here in our second qualifying match.
Got 2 high-speed sets of play on both sides of the board.
That's
here.
right.
Good decision
Wow.
making from the
Already
both. Very strong start.
Amazing improvement already I can see from Fura Mango. I know they such a strong player last time, but already playing at a much more impressive speed this week.
Obviously put in the practice, put in the reps, put in the time. They said they know there was going to be another season of Tetris. Didn't stop practicing. Put in that time there. Up against the reigning champion Bingers, know they need to bring something to the table. Let's see, what do we got? A 4,000 point deficit with 2 minutes and change to go. This is still anybody's game.
That's
Ooh,
right.
Bit of a misdrop there from Furmango. There's going to be an easy recovery there for him, no problem. Bingers, very consistent, get the T-spin into some drops down into the well.
But looking strong already.
Very strong indeed, and the deficit between the points is only getting larger. A little bit of a confusing play for Furmango. Needing to see how they can bring that back. 8,000 points of difference, pulling ahead now from Bingers, showing why they were the champion from the last season.
That's right, and again, almost equivalent amount of lines dropped, but the more effective, the more points, the better combos coming out from Bingers. Right here, massive point advantage, 10,000 so far.
10,000 points with a minute 30 to go. It's so interesting to see at the start being so even, and
That's
now
right.
as the time goes on and the decisions start to pile up, the mental fatigue over such a short sprint.
That's right. You know, when you play a game like League of Legends or any other sort of titles, sometimes you have downtime. You know, you have the downtime to do the less intense tasks. But when you're playing a game like Tetris, as you said, it's a sprint. You have to, you know, one of our other titles, of course, that we're playing this season in Apex, you know, there's downtime while you're between skirmishes. But you have to play all out. Incredible amount of focus required for 3 whole minutes.
Well, there is a reason I'm telling you. Well, I am up here talking about this, and those competitors are out there on the top floor doing the gaming. Not for me. The decision-making happens way too fast. Look at the skills being thrown on display here. Almost 20,000 points of difference, 30 seconds to go. Looking a very dominant win from Bingers. Who knows? Maybe they'll pull something out of their hat. We'll find out. 20 seconds to go.
Yeah, wow. Massive advantage right here. Bingers showing why they are the reigning champion. Such strong, consistent play, such neat play. Not to be discounted, of course, is Fura Mango, who has made it all the way to this point.
It takes.
We didn't get to see any of
qualifying.
Fura Mango's previous wins, but you can see them both on screen there. Fura Mango and Bingers right next to each other. Good friends. Some camaraderie, some smiles. You know, this, yeah, that's what it's all about. And you know, maybe training partners.
Training partners, that's right. Good stuff. Into round 2. Let's see how the start comes down here. Last time, very even right off the bat. We'll see how long that lasts. Time. 1,000
More material here. On the side of Fura Mango, playing us significantly faster, has more material to work with, and wants to keep up the speed, risking the errors, but has an opportunity here.
Going to need to pay for that later. A little bit of deficit time to make that back. We're going to see how it works out for them now.
Ooh. Building up, but Bingers able to keep that consistent well. Always that 4th line from the right. Very refined, very deliberate. Another T-spin double. But look at this, Fura Mango's still able to get this right.
with 2 minutes to go, only a 3,000 point deficit. We're going to see how this works out for them. Maybe a little bit more competitive. Takes forward. Being very neat and tidy as
3
always.
blocks in a row for Furamango there.
Sometimes just you need that piece just when you need a little bit of the modern play starts to weight towards that way. Being able to predict, being able to build a strategy around what you see coming. Sometimes you just need the right piece at the right time. Sometimes you never know.
Building a nice T-spin on the bot right here. Oh, nice combos coming through as well. But wow, such a mountain to climb.
Mountain to climb of 7,500 points with a minute 30 to go, doing much more competitive than the last game. Still quite, like you say, a mountain to climb to get back and get the win. We're going to see how they go. For a minute and change on the clock. Still staying underneath that 10K. I spoke too soon. Let's see how they go. Strategies haven't been changing. Just need to make the decision a little bit faster, a little bit more.
That's right.
Bingers, on the other hand, pulling strongly ahead now, finding their groove for sure.
He has been playing so consistently the whole night so far. It hasn't dropped a round. And I think we can say that for all games so far. That we've watched on stream. They've been 2-0s, even though some of them have been very competitive.
It's strange that scoreboard doesn't quite reflect how close some of these games come down to. The neck-and-neck battles that still end up as 2-0. Maybe you read that on the scorecard at the end of the night, but the closeness displayed, the skill level of some of these matches has been superb.
And here we come into this final 10 seconds. And now Binger's looking to take their spot in the qualifiers. Furamango will top out to finish.
Furamango knows it.
And congratulations to Bingers moving into the top 4. Of course, Furamango, big round of applause as well. They will have another chance in the second qualifier to make it into that top 4. Congratulations to both players playing so well. It's been very competitive.
Been highly competitive. When you're starting up against a championship player like Bingers, you know you got to put your best on the table. I'm glad to see that they are trying.
We are staying hydrated. If you haven't already, make sure you're taking a big drink of water. I know when we're super excited like we are watching this game, or we're super focused, it's easy to forget. Stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated, team. That's the way to go. That's what you're saying about the no downtime. Here's your downtime now. You get your eyes riveted to the screen. Well, now it's time to take a breather. Take a breather. Relax.
I mean, everyone talks about that Tetris effect, right? I mean, that's why the game's named that. We'll go into our Tetris. We'll hold that thought as we come in. Of course, Furamango and Bingers here, and we could see, even though in the first round it was very convincing, basically from the beginning, Bingers playing so cleanly the whole time, and had such a healthy point lead at the beginning, but still a lot of camaraderie. Look at the packed crowd as well, and coming into this second match, it was a bit closer for the first minute, but Bingers' consistency, his crown was too heavy, and a great show of camaraderie and great attitude there at the end.
We saw them here, like I said, both players here last time. Great to see them both back again. Hope to see them again the next season coming up. When's the next Tetris date coming up? Not sure.
It would be so 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from now would be Rocket League.
Yep.
Another 4 weeks from now, that would be Apex again. So 6 weeks from now, that would be the next Tetris Effect Connected.
I can't wait to see those two back here again.
Yeah, and look, it's been a fantastic first qualifier. We still got a second qualifier to come, and then the grand finals after that. We've had a fantastic qualifier. Thanks for being here, and stick around. Do what you need to do, and come back for the second qualifier right after this break.
Welcome back, gamers, to Season 2, Week 2 qualifiers in the Fortress Melbourne House Cup, presented by Telstra and supported by Alien, where we are back with some top-level competitive competition here. Hope you're all having a great day. I am ready for a fantastic evening ahead. Big Jaddy, how you doing?
I'm very well, thank you, Billy Goat. I am super excited to be here. Going into Qualifier 2, of course, we did see Apex and Bingers be our top two from the previous qualifier. And we won't be seeing them this qualifier, but there's still an opportunity for the third and fourth place of the previous qualifier to have a second chance. So we may see them again. They'll be fighting for their place in the final, but also there's been a new wave of competitors come in, and a lot of spectators I saw sign up for the second qualifier we didn't see in the first one. So that's pretty exciting. We're seeing the participants list is actually, I think, larger than the first qualifier, so that's super exciting. And I'm just pumped to see not only the high-level competition, but see these amateur play have those competitive experiences and be on the big stage and have that opportunity to have the esports experience in the sort of no-stakes arena that is the Fortress's House Cup.
Yeah, for sure. It is a...
Ooh, so after our Apex last week, wow, Vela again. See, this is what I reckon. Vela won last House Cup, so everyone who watched Season 1 just went, oh, that's going to keep happening. And
so everyone went and joined Vela. You think they're all just fair weather fans, huh? Jumped out of their houses and went
exactly
to the winning team?
It couldn't possibly be that Vela players are just better. It just must be a whole bunch of bandwagoners.
Bandwagoners, a whole lot. Well, look, it's House standings of the last week. The my team, Jim, up there, 300 points, got a long deficit to come back for, but I'm willing to put in my best effort to bring that number up, and I hope you all are as well.
Oh, yes, I know that you're super keen on the Rocket League that's coming up next fortnight.
Oh, yes, Rocket League next week. Next week, 13th of August, 2 weeks from now. Fantastic timing. Am I going to win first place? I'm going to be honest, probably not, but I am going to go down and have fun and try my best.
That's absolutely right. Again, we can't stress this enough. This is not the best of the best. This is just a local competition in the heart of Melbourne, in the biggest gaming venue in the Southern Hemisphere. And, you know, being here, yes, we saw some high-level competition. We saw Bingers tear some people apart. We saw Apex tear other people apart. I know it can seem intimidating, but there are so many matches that weren't on stream where we had players of lower skill playing each other and having those competitive experiences off stream. You know, we saw, what was it, 4 or 5 matches? But that was out of like at least 40 or 50 matches. Like we have 8 tournament organizers at least, from what I saw, that are pushing out these matches as fast as possible to make sure that everyone has the best, most streamlined competitive experience as smooth as possible. So, as we come into our first match, be sure, if you like Apex, if you like Tetris, if you like Rocket League, grab some mates, come down. There's more to do than just the competition. That's just the beginning of the night. You know, this stuff wraps up at 9:30, and then you've got the rest of this huge venue. An arcade, LAN area, board game area, console area, role-playing opportunities. Come down and check it out. Here we are coming into this first match. Now we got to emphasize that we are coming into this next qualifier. And as we come into this next qualifier, we saw our very high level of skills start to build up. And now we're sort of going back to the beginning of the tournament where anyone could be here and anyone could be competing against each other.
It's refreshed. The talent pool has been brought back to an even keel. Last time we trimmed away down to the very top level of gameplay, and now here we are again with the people who are out there just trying their best.
That's right. We got a strong lead from Void to begin with, but with that said, that's a very awkward well. Oh, never mind. A T-spin double to start off with. Color me corrected.
Still, with 2 minutes in change and a 5,000 point deficit, is still plenty of time to come back from this. You Gonna see how it go. What a
This is a large well, isn't it? It's
yeah,
a very big
large well,
spacing
big
there.
HUD. It's a strange play being played, but you know the scoreboard's speaking for themselves. Boyd
right.
working hard to maintain that lead.
That's right. We
Mango.
see the large well. It definitely makes it significantly easier to pull off those T-spins if you have more room to work with. But there's more room for error as well if you're not getting the right pieces. Here we are coming with half the time left. And it's still anybody's game. 5,000 points the difference.
Getting
It's
harder
still
and
anyone's
harder to
game.
close that gap at this point. We're going to see 6,000 points. We're going to see how Mango tries to pull this one back.
Midnight Mango. Oh, not to be confused with Furu Mango.
Oh, of course.
And, well, a very steep tower there. One error away potentially from losing, but look at this consistency.
So much set up there on the right-hand side of the board for those spins. It's what them ahead. Draw 34 lines versus 44 lines expended.
That's
and
right.
such
That's
a
a nice
difference in points. We see
right,
where
nice
the
T-spin.
modern, see
Available.
where
You
those
get-
modern approaches are coming to play for these competitors.
That's right, and this is two players that haven't been on stream yet. You know, there could be that first round nerves. We've yet to see anyone go one-to-one on stream. There's been plenty going one-to-one in off stream.
That's right, much more close matches happening all over the venue right now, and I'm happy to see some of these new blood, some of the new competition, seeing how this is going to play out. And you're exactly right, being known, being told that you're going to be streamed and you're going to be up there in front of the audience. You're not having a little private match like 1v1, the competitive aspect, and there it is for an 8,000 point deficit. Winner goes to Void on the right-hand side.
That's right, but we saw it was a pretty tight score gap. So is that because the pressure was on? Or is it because we just hit our groove?
We'll find out. We'll see exactly how it. See, there's any adaptations here in round 2. Bit of a misdrop right off the bat, but there's plenty of time to recover from something like this.
Here we are coming up. We're trying to get this build, but 2 awkward gaps to deal with. A bit of an awkward build here too on the side of Void. We'll have to fix this pretty quickly. There's not a convenient place for a line piece here. And still building it up in favor of what? Going
In favor
for
of the T-spin, still going
favor
for
of
that.
T-spins, but
Worked
wow,
out
it's
last
so
time,
hard.
but it worked out.
Oh, a T-spin
Oh.
triple! Look at the setup right there. Looking very strong. Oh, just banked that in time. Not much
Oh,
space to work with!
Indeed, not much space to work with. They're going to
Oh
see if it's going to
my
pay off
goodness.
for him.
The pressure's on
Blade
here.
with fire
Oh!
right on the edge.
Oh!
Might tap out here.
Oh my
Not
goodness,
quite.
so close.
Oh,
We,
still
act
just hanging in. What a clutch play.
we actually heard the top out noise. The game thought that he topped out. Oh!
Very close. I
Oh,
think
the
they've got it under
pressure.
control now.
Oh, the triple. T-spin
What
triple
a
right there.
build.
Wow, okay. The playing less risky right now. Happy to reduce with point lead. Very happy to reduce the amount of material that they're working with.
Ooh, put that one on the highlight reel for sure.
All
What
part
a
of the
play.
plan.
All part of the plan is right. Here I am saying, ooh, right up to the top of the board. Living on the razor's edge.
That's right. And managed to pull it from that top out. We heard that top out sound. Here we are, Midnight Mango. Only half deficit with half the amount of time left. It's still possible, but we're still seeing very consistent, very technical builds from Void. And that is responsible for that huge double score lead.
Quite a commanding lead. Such a excellent play of skill.
And
It's now 45 seconds to go. Just cracked the 10k point deficit.
yeah, very commanding, strong lead at the line advantage and the score advantage. Nice build, and just needs to work this out very calmly. 30 seconds left.
Hey, it's exactly this type of time they put in the effort to just get that practice in, like you mentioned before. There is a whole lot more than just the technical skill level of these players. Getting up on stage,
And what it does for momentum, to be up on stage and to win on stage. You know, you've already had your first experience and it's been a win. It makes a huge difference to your composure and your mentality.
Yeah, just the confidence, being able to go in there and say, wow, I really have the skills to pay the bills. And that for time up.
Congratulations, Void, on a 2-0 win in that first round. Round of applause for this man. And also a round of applause to Midnight Mango. Has gone out in the first round, but a great showing. Good on you coming into this tournament. I know that Midnight Mango actually came to last season's as well and was making all sorts of new friends. So that's what this event's all about. So good to see people here getting into the spirit.
Absolutely.
And, you know, when we talk about the spirit of the venue and the spirit of the event, you know, when we talk about some of the spot prizes that are available, like the Alienware MVP, you know, we're not just looking for the best player. We're looking for the person who has most positivity, the best role model, the most sportsmanlike. It could be anything from gaming prowess to being just an excellent competitor and being the most valuable player to the venue on the night.
That's exactly right. Don't discount just the social element of this this competition. Just get out and try your best. And look at that crowd. Look at this arena. Look at the big cheer from you guys on screen. I love the dance move.
Fantastic. So as we come into the Telstra replay, you know, we saw a very commanding builds and what seemed like absolutely chaotic build from the side of Void, but it just worked out. And convincing first round, coming into the second round. Look at this build all the way up to the top.
That is wild. I'm going to say that it just worked out is a little bit of an underselling. I think that was a flex. I think that was saying, I think they might have heard us talking, oh, it's a little bit wild, a little bit chaotic. They said, no, I'm going to show you what's chaotic. That was perfectly planned, like
They
a
humbled
key in
us.
a lock. They humbled us for sure. The skill set that comes out of the woodwork here is phenomenal.
Absolutely. And so good to see two fresh faces come into that game.
This is a great moment as, you know, you have a 20-minute break, gets a rest, reload, gets a, like I said, it's a very much high-pressure environment, and then everything slows to a stop. You get to sit, get to rest, and the whole talent pool gets refreshed. Everyone signs up. The people from the crowd who said, I can give this a go, goes and signs up. And now here we are again, seeing some fresh faces, new competition. It's an exciting time.
Very exciting. So good to be here. We can see the shout-outs to the crowd. Ooh, getting some of that amazing food that Fortress has to offer. You know, it's not just a gaming venue. You know, we got like a whole sports bar. We got a restaurant downstairs. You know, Fortress, when they came into existence, they were polling gamers to say like, what are the best gaming foods? And they constructed their menu based off the top-rated suggestions.
Whoa, what's your top gaming food, Big Shaddy? What do you go for?
I don't know, those loaded fries are definitely nice to snack on as you go on.
Uh-huh.
But I'm a sucker for a pub hummer as well. Ooh!
Oh, well, look at that.
Oh, look at this fine, very handsome gentleman right there enjoying a nice meal.
Big shout out to the crowd there. It's the crowd that makes an event like this. I tried standing up here and doing this shoutcasting stuff with no one behind me. It's boring. No one wants to watch it. I don't have much of a job if you guys aren't there hyping us up and getting involved. So good on to the lot of you. Big round of applause.
Whoa, go the crowd! And as we move on to these next matches, what are you excited to see more of?
Like I said, I've seen a few names here that have repeated from last season, and I've seen a lot of new faces that I've never seen or heard of before. I'm looking to see what sort of surprises are going to come out of the woodwork. I want to see some upsets. I know I came in here, to be honest, expecting Bingers to show up and expecting him to show who's boss, but I want to see who's going to dethrone that legend.
Yeah, so we are here in Fortress, in the heart of Melbourne. It's been so good to be here. I'm got to say, I'm a bit morose about the fact that Sydney's about to outcompete us on the venue size. Oh, but Ziggs, representing, we've also got our Ziggy. Oh, I can see some new designs here.
They
It's
worked on
Yeah,
that
they did. They
in
did.
the break.
They're not
the
just.
break.
They did. They didn't just put through the previous arrangement. They've designed new typography. You know, I'm a big fan of that kind of typography. That kind of different font changes. Kept it novel. Kept it interesting. I still have no idea who Ziggs is. Have we seen him on stream?
I haven't seen them on stream yet. Yeah, you know, the cynic in me wants to say that those are pre-loaded images. They worked on that ahead of time, and they're just scrolling through their phones, holding it up. But the hopeful heart in me says that they've done that in the venue.
That's right.
We'll find out. We'll find out. We'll get answers to that for you. Here we are again, another match. Ched playing off against Cybird, both representing House Gym. House Gym is my house these days. I'm cheering for a gym, a big troll with the heart of gold, soft on the inside. That's me, just a big teddy bear. That's I've been described by many.
Yeah, as we come in, two more gym representatives. You were asking for some more house points there. You got.
This is the greatest thing for me to watch. I'm a guaranteed shoo-in for more house points. Not that I'm here just about the competition. I'm not here just for the points, but it's a nice icing on the cake to know that, you know, there's no risk for me. I'm a winner no matter what. We're all winners no matter what. You know what? The real winner is the friends we've made along the way.
Well, and then new faces we've seen along the way here, which is super exciting.
That's true. Bed and Cybird, both unheard of so far. Let's see what skills they bring to the table here.
You can hear that thumping music in the background. That's something that's actually so good about Tetris Effect Connected, is that it's hard to tell when there's two people playing at the same time, but when you're actually playing this on your own, you got the headphones on, you're fully immersed. Every single turn of a piece, every single drop of a piece, every single movement of a piece has a distinct noise and gives you gives you feedback, audio feedback, and if you have a vibration you control, it gives you tactile feedback as well. And it really lends itself to a truly immersive experience.
All right, and here we are. Early builds from Ched. Seeing some technical plays, some spins right off the bat. Early plays from Cybird. And to find a spot for their well there. Both gearing up for those spins, seeing the skill on display, know that they need those for the point to put them through the next round. Let's see how it works out for them.
That's right. You can see the optimized strategy for this week, this third Tetris Effect Connected tournament, where you can see all players have really focused on the need in order to compete into the later stages, to do those T-spin doubles, not just be making a well for Tetrises, but how much more points a T-spin double awards you when you need to be building, not just to clear like in single player, but you're building for like a big score in 3 minutes. And look at this pulling ahead. Ched is huge lead right now. And there's a bit of an awkward double well on the side of Cyber D, but it's nothing that can't be corrected with the amount of time they have left.
Pulling ahead, the scoreboard's starting to show a little bit of difference, though only half the time and change to go.
I know, but the whole well on the right-hand side is blocked off, and look how much space Cyber has to work with. It's very, very tense right now on the side of Ched. They've banked that piece. They're looking to clear this as soon as possible, but they still can't get that well open. A bit more of an awkward gap. Ooh, there it is.
So
but
close, working hard. Just in time, the line piece, or one piece too early.
That's right, needed to make that clear for this one. There it is, but still such a huge deficit, and we can see Ched with that time has taken a significant advantage. Nice combo there from Cyber D, but it seemed like a little bit too little, too late.
Huge combo there. Don't discount that. A great effort to bring that back a little bit too far. The 8,000 point deficit. But an excellent display.
Ooh, nice spin there from
back to
Ched.
the game.
What a recovery.
Couldn't quite fit the spin in there. No luck on that, but that's the type of practice we need to get around. 40 seconds to go. See how this turns out at the end. Back this time, shake off the nerves, realize that maybe this round isn't in the bag for me. But they've going to have the time to practice, chill out, take the downtime where you can get it.
Damn, such a commanding lead in this last 20 seconds left from Ched. It's not to say, again, Cyber's had some good builds, left some awkward gaps. Something that can be remedied in the next match for sure. the countdown to our final 5 seconds. Such consistent play from Ched, really finding their stride in this first round. A convincing first round.
Just like sitting there back to back, our two competitors.
And we can hear the thumping once more.
That's here we go, back to the next round. Let's see if there's any adaptations. Let's see if the nerves are shaken off a little bit.
See, Cyber's playing a bit faster this time, much more clean on the build.
A little bit more confident, I suppose.
Very much neater this time. It's a bit of an awkward gap. Finds the right place. Oh, and Ched this time with the awkward build. It's going to have to do a lot of recovery early on. Oh! Ooh, nice recovery right there. Still with a deficit, but nothing they can't recover from. Absolutely not. Only 30 seconds apart.
30 seconds span, 2,000 deficit. Oh, another big drop. Oh, the pieces coming in just when they need them. Can they open up this well again? They need to get open fast.
That's right, they had the lead.
And a single miss drop like that, what a shame. Working hard to recover. As Ched is taking the opportunity to bank these points on these spins. Cyber D working hard to get that well back open, get back to their game plan.
My goodness, working with such little space on the side of Cyber D. He's taking their time, doesn't want to make any errors now, but that's such an awkward well to plug with so little space.
Unfortunate, working hard for the past minute to open that back up. Hasn't quite worked out for them. As Ched playing slow and steady, pressure is on to get that open.
That's right, all eyes on Cyber right now as they try to plug this gap. Oh my goodness. Oh no, so many awkward pieces so close to the top. Oh no!
Not enough to get
And
clear.
Ched can fully clear and win the game 2-0. Congratulations to Ched. Big round of applause. Keeping composed and moving through to the next round. I think I saw a bit of joy, a bit of delight on that young gamer's face right there.
Trying to stay very composed, very cool on stream, but we know that they got they're happy back there. They said,
that was a nice victory.
Nice victory, that's correct.
That's really good. Again, we're seeing a lot of first-time faces in this qualifier too. And it's really cool to see people have their first tournament stream experience, have that esports experience, have that available at a venue like Fortress. You know, that's all, just wanting to deliver that tournament experience to the social gamer, not have so much of a focus on, like you and I, we come from a fighting game background. When you're playing fighting games and you want to enter a tournament, you have not only like a venue entrance fee, you have to pay for every game you want to enter on top of that. Fortress, you walk through the door, you walk to the desk, you say, sign me up for this, and they put you in. Don't even ask you to pay for a drink or anything. It's just, you just sign up, you get to join in the tournament. It's such an awesome, no barrier to entry, nothing to lose. You're not putting in $10 and risking losing it. You just get to compete for the heck of it.
Yeah, it's the tagline is the home of games, to be able to bring this to a new audience. And it's exactly what they've put together. Yes, very traditionally, a bit of an entry barrier to get into an esports or a competitive environment. And here is a place where you can dip your toes and just say, do I enjoy this? Do I not? We can find out and give it a go for free.
That's right. Both players here, yeah, we could see, unfortunately, on the right-hand side there, we just had
unfortunate. A single mistake that snowballs so quickly and such a scramble to recover from that. So difficult, not able to pull that out of the hat.
And it definitely would have helped having the two of us buffoons in their rear.
Oh, yeah, exactly right. There's something to be said about the nerve of being on stage.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we've been there before, like I said, from the fighting game background. The first time there's a big jump between practicing on your own and practicing in front of a crowd. And so much, I just want to put out the applause to the people who are going out there and trying their best and giving it a go.
And it really, whether you're on stream or not, there's so many people in the venue right now that are just watching games from behind you, like they're hovering over you playing a game. It's a very, new and exciting environment, and so good, so cool. I really can't stress enough. I love competing. It's
That is something I'm well aware of.
Yeah, I mean, it's just about competing. You know, mystery tournaments, whatever. Playing a random game, doesn't matter what it is. It's so cool to just sit down and just really want that win. Shout out to the crowd. Ooh, enjoy some of that delicious food that Fortress has to offer, and our competitors as well. Putting themselves out there.
Geared up in the zone. Here in
Focus.
that pumping bass. Focus. That's right. That's something I really love about this Tetris Effect Connected. The level of focus, a level of flow that you get from this game. Like you said, I'm a big musician in my hobby time, and the pounding beat and every movement in the game, syncing up with that music and building this custom tunes, really intuitive, great feel there in that game. Really well designed.
Absolutely. And here we, I can sort of hear like a game, and more thumping. This could be our next game coming up as we see the crowd getting into the feeling, knowing they're on camera too, and they're part of this amazing event that's been put on. And I'm just glad to be here, man.
Me too. What an opportunity to be here.
And this is just one of many Fortress events. We've talked a bit about some of the other ones. You know, this one here, you're having more of a competitive event, but there are much more inclusive events that are much more focused on bringing gamers together. You know, like the board game, the free board games, where people are bringing their board games, teaching other people, joining on a table. Like Free Play Fridays, where people have this whole Alienware arena to play. But as I say that, we're getting into this game. Elso versus Ched now. Elso is, I think, like first place in our first tournament. Second. Ooh,
Elso,
yeah,
very
top
another high level competitor.
Absolutely top 4 in our previous tournament. So no competitor to slouch at. This gamer is a big threat, and you can see the pace they're playing at already. T-spin doubles to start off.
T-spin doubles and a nice, deep, consistent well from Elso. Pulling ahead a little bit, but at this level of 5,000 points with 2 minutes to go, this is still anybody's game.
Yeah, but look at the amount of content. Elso beating in lines and in score. It's looking very, very strong right now. Massive amount of material to work with. Plugging the gap to set up more T-spins closer to the top. Elso's so confident.
Working hard.
So confident to play so close to the top to get faster drops.
Look at that recovery. Opens it up like there's no problem at all.
That's right. It was, you know, that just seemed all part of the plan. We did see that a lot. Not so much in the second week, but definitely in the first week where your speed was limited. We saw a lot of people bringing their towers very high in the air to make sure that they could get their pieces down faster because the ground floor was so much higher. We can see the same strategy employed there by Elso. Basically, happy to play, even with the huge score lead, happy to play at risk again to get even more of a lead.
A minute and change, they can start making decisions like this. Play risky.
Whew. The speed from Elso. Ched was looking so strong in that previous match. And wow, Elso. At another level right here. But again, playing very close to the top. Wants the advantage of playing close to the top, but it's a risk. Ooh, so confident. As they plan out, maybe looking at their next pieces to see how much they can risk putting up the top. How much faster they can play.
Oh, it's a clear decision. Look at this.
So confident. And yeah, on the side of Ched, still able to make some strong plays. Still, look, we can't discount 22,000 points by this point. Is so much better than so many other players. And they have just been seemingly outclassed by the strength of Elso's play and the speed of Elso's play as they top out.
No slouch, no stranger to competition, no stranger to the Tetris scene. We've seen their skill level before, and we're seeing it again on stage now.
That's right, a top player, a top 4 player consistently across all our Tetris tournaments at Fortress so far.
Ready for another round. Let's see how the plays goes now.
Also looking to play close to the ground this time. Will they be going for the all-clear strat that we saw earlier from Apex?
That's one thing I like seeing about Elso. Elso tends to, I never know what I'm going to get seeing Elso play. Sometimes it's big, long, deep wells. Sometimes it's heavy on T-spins and technical play. Sometimes big combo builds. Very interesting to see the adaptation and how things can change on the fly.
Yeah, very strong play, but the skill gap, like the score gap at almost 1 minute is so close this time. Ched maybe feeling themselves a bit more. Look, they've got a very, very wide well. You can see them going for a strategy here. Look,
very
see how
color coordinated well here.
That's right. Look at that color coordination coming in there. Very confident and happy to build on the side. Adapting a completely different strategy that has less risk, but also, oh my goodness, look at this score.
Yeah, Ched's really bringing it back. This color coordination, who would have thought of all the strategies I've seen today?
That's right, sorting 2 Tetraminos onto the left-hand side of his well, and then sorting the other Tetraminos, sorting 2 Tetraminos onto the right-hand side, and then filling in the center with just line pieces, 3 width of line pieces, and then going for combos. But can they keep it up for 1 minute and 20 seconds? Also, building what looks to be a lot of T-spin, a T-spin triple opportunity here for them. Yep. That's going to close the gap by quite a significant amount. And can Ched go for the same strategy where they build on the side? That was very strong, but maybe don't have the right bottom to execute that. Might have been a very specific strategy for a very specific build. And now, in the last minute, we can see Elso beginning to start pulling ahead, but neck and neck.
Look at the difference between these two. Look at the couple of more misdrops out of Elso. Not seen last game. A bit more pressure with the scores so close, so tied together. Ched found a little bit more of a groove now.
And nice T-spin double right there.
With such
oh my goodness, it's
game.
so close at
With
this
35
seconds left. Look, we got more T-spins set up on the side of Elso, so Elso's going to start playing faster, wants to maintain this lead with 30 seconds left. Ched, here they are. They haven't got as much material to work with as Elso does, but Elso has some awkward gaps. There's an opportunity here for Ched to capitalize. Can they make it happen with this 17 seconds left? Looking for maybe an all clear, looking for maybe some more T-spins in this small amount of time. Here it is, T-spin double.
Not be there. Elso working hard to maintain this lead, worked hard to bring and pull ahead and working hard to maintain that. With a 5,000.2 seconds to go, that's going to be it. Another victory to Elso.
My goodness, wow, what a match right there. Still another 2-0, but wow. Coming back with a vengeance right there was Ched, and Elso will eliminate Ched from this Fortress tournament. Congratulations to Elso, of course, a very strong player.
Such a close competition, I'm going to be honest. So when I saw that first round, I said, Ched is not a player I've seen before. And wow, they brought it back against Elso to such a tight fight. That was great. What an excellent display. Great adaptation.
That's right. It was a great adaptation, and I think it was really cool to see Ched go with that color coordination strategy. Something we haven't seen tonight yet. Obviously, it seems very specific, seeing as it was only brought out once in the 4 times that we saw Ched play. But it's a shame that the blocks didn't work out in that final game there.
It's a shame, but that is the way it goes.
As we go into this Telstra replay of the first round, we could see a huge, very commanding lead, basically the entire game from the side of Elso, playing with much stronger speed and a very consistent strategy, and lots of gaps on the side of Ched, not happy with their performance, feeling a bit... you can see the difference, the polarizing reactions to the game there also. Feeling confident. Top 4 player right here. Very happy with their performance. As we come into the second round, look at the color coordination that was coming out on the side of Ched. Obviously found a very specific strategy that worked and pulled ahead quite convincingly for the mid portion of the game, but seemed to be not a sustainable strategy, and Elso still winning the game, eliminating Ched from the tournament. Cool stuff.
That's all right. Cool stuff. On to the next one. Looking forward to this.
Yeah.
What What I really like from Fortress putting on a Tetris competition, when I first got told about a Tetris contest going on, I've seen a lot of very directly competitive games. CSGO, Apex Legends, Rocket League, very much games where I go in an attempt and I make a mistake and somebody directly knocks me out of the game. Here is a game where, while it's still a 3-minute sprint of decision making, you still have the full 3 minutes to put your game on the table. You can get a taste of the nerves, you can get a taste of being on stage or on stream or just in front of an audience, but still be able to have a bit of breathing room from the truly competitive matches of the more direct competitive games. It's an interesting choice for a venue to host, and I'm glad it's still on board.
It is cool. I've seen a lot of Tetris competitions online, but I've yet to see one of this size in person that isn't hosted at a venue like Evo in America or something like that as a side tournament. To have it as like a premier tournament for a night, that's pretty cool. And speaking of games we're excited for, next fortnight, Rocket League. That game, I mean, that's on Frito. Ooh, we got a crowd favorite coming on here, I think. Is that so it looks like somewhat like a lobster, maybe Zoidberg or something?
Tom's going to explain that one. What away from the hat. That surprised me. Hold on a moment. Oh, is this the Ziggs? Look, another shout out from the crowd.
Wow, so important. Look at that detail. They've got the background photos this time. They decided to go with a themed background, different typography. You can see their creative expression is really coming together right there.
Yeah. It's, that's exactly, you see the adaptations from the crowd. They said they want to get on camera more. They need to bring more to this, more to the forefront. Right. That's exactly what they've done. Good stuff.
That's right. We got that side tournament. It's the sign-making competition. If you're wanting to get in it, shout out to the people next to you. Grab your phone, do a little bit of a sketch. Maybe you want to draw something for yourself. How many phones can you get in a row to spell something out?
Is there a limit? Is there like a hard limit on the contest? If you could get everyone here lined up along the stage, or out in that 200 grandstand seating arrangement, and get everyone spell out a long... What do you spell with that many letters? We'll find out. Big cheers for Fortress Melbourne.
It feels like it's got to be something Ziggy related at this point.
You can't give Zig all the awards. That's the whole point. We
don't even... Who is this elusive Ziggy? I have no idea.
We're going to find out. I'm going to go out and meet this person. And right, so some shots of the Alienware Arena, Alienware Gaming Tech.
You can see the bracket actually on one of the screens there. You can see just how many competitors there were today. We're only seeing 4 or 5 matches in a qualifier. That's how smooth and streamlined this tournament is, that we're going through that many matches so quickly. But, even though we're seeing some thrashings, some close games, there are so many more happening off stream that you have an opportunity to be a part of and try your hand. Big shout out to the crowd here. We got more waves. We got like the whole grandstand almost in the one picture. Are we going to get a Mexican wave? No! Oh!
Big waves. So quickly are the people to find out that they're on the big screen.
That's right. That's intuitive. You see the back of your head, you can automatically turn to that location. You've got a sense for it.
I always had trouble with that. I look like started when I was a kid watching AFL down at the G. I see myself in the crowd, and I start looking around, where's the camera? Where's the camera? I can never identify them, but people here are cued in. They see themselves in the back of their head, they turn around, there's the camera.
Well, let's be honest, they're also not children.
That's true, yeah. I was very young at the time. I'll give you that. I'm just lucky the camera's right in front of me now, otherwise I still might be lost.
That's right. It's good to have a big screen that shows me exactly where I am. Fantastic. As we come into this next round, I can hear that thumping come in. We've seen some...
It's getting me excited now.
It's getting closer.
Keen.
To the tail end of the qualifier as we come into our next match. The level of play is going to continue to go up.
There's that beat. That Tetris connected effect beat.
That's right. Now, what do you think? We talk about Tetris all day, all the different forms, all the different strategies. That's high level stuff. What's the benefits of Tetris for the everyday?
It is a fun game. You
Well,
enjoy.
yeah,
You spend
well,
time
yeah.
having fun.
You know, obviously people, you know, it's not got a huge competitive scene.
Well, that's the thing. It's like everyone sees it's a game that came out during the Cold War all the way back then. Somewhere out in the Eastern Europe, someone made it. Everybody's had some level of exposure to Tetris. If I had to put money on it, I would say almost everyone's had an exposure to this game. It's had a place in everyone's life.
That's right, and I think for the everyday, you know, it's just something that's so, like, there's something about it, right? That's just so, I guess.
It's
Ziggs.
Hold that thought.
Wait a second, it's the Ziggs.
Finally, zigzag, I would say.
Oh, I think, is that a typo on maybe they entered their name wrong into the challenge bracket?
You think they entered their name wrong?
Or have they been? Or
You think that's what they did? You think they went into this? You misspelled their name?
I'm getting information drilled into my brain right now by our production team. I can confirm that has been an error on the side of the player, or maybe intentional, and their cheer squad is messing up the order of the phones.
Could be. There's so many levels of depth to the Ziggs saga. I'm finding it hard to keep up.
It's important stuff that we're discussing right here. But will Ziggs live up to the hype that their cheer squad has generated for them?
Well, when you've got a multi-hour cheer squad going on stream, we're going to see how Ziggs goes in their first match. Slow pace, figuring out where they want to put that down, how they're going to solve this puzzle.
That's right. We see a pretty slow pace from the side of Ziggs right now, actually. So are they planning it out? You can see them starting to build a T-well at the bottom, so perhaps very deliberate. And they're still keeping that score gap less than 1,000, so it's still competitive right now. Look, much more material to work with on the side of Zigzag.
Well done on the pronunciation there. I wasn't going to risk that. We're seeing some builds here, getting ready for some T-spins, pulling the score a little bit more ahead. Span trying to play low to the ground, trying to get those all clears. The scoreboard ain't quite reflecting yet. It's still waiting to bank on that.
That's right.
Ziggs with what a commanding build, such a technical playstyle we've seen all day today, and it's working out well.
Look at that double well to set up those T-spins right there, and not happy to play a bit higher. You know, accepts, oh, nice completion there. It's going to get that T-spin. You can see some color coordination on the side of Zigzags as well to make sure that they're generating these consistent T-spins.
What an interesting way to play. Such technical skill.
That's right. It's very, you know, it's almost very formulaic in that way. They're playing in such a way to guarantee, look, they've got a pattern that they have essentially memorized so that they can set up consistent T-spin doubles, and it's working.
Yeah, it's showing off right now for sure.
It's very methodical. You can see that the tower is getting slowly higher. So do they have an answer for that? Color coding still. Very happy to do exactly the same pattern over and over again. Not deviating.
This is a well-coordinated effort. You don't see this type of play in the classic modes. In the classic modes, you have none of the prediction. You have none of the holds. It's flying by the seat of your pants. It's this type of thing that will get the right piece. You can predict and set up for the right piece like we want. In the classic modes, you don't have that. You know, sometimes you just need the right piece exactly when you want it. What's the odds of that happening?
Well, I mean, if you're going that deep, I mean, it's pretty obvious, as you said. You have 7 Tetraminos in the game.
Yeah.
And the difference between modern and classic,
Uh-huh.
okay, is that you only get each Tetramino once in that cycle of 7. So that means after the first piece of that 7, that's a, what, 40% chance? The second piece, that's a 60% chance of getting the one you want. The third piece, that's a 20% chance. The fourth piece, that's a 25.
Hold on.
Fifth piece, that's a 33. And then when there's only 2 pieces left, it's a 50-50.
Yeah, it's a 50-50. Look at this, a 50-50 chance of Ziggs winning. Maybe he wins, maybe he doesn't. Well, it turns out very commanding lead. It's a 50-50 chance that he wins. He got the right piece exactly when they needed it. Into the next round.
Here we are coming into this next round. Ziggs, very formulaic. Will they go for the color coding again?
Such a slow start here.
They're looking to create that formula right now, and they have to create the right build at the start. That might be the reason for their very slow and deliberate play at the beginning of a round, so they can build up that appropriate base to repeat that pattern endlessly.
Still at 30 seconds into the game, still playing so slowly compared to last game. Happy, like you said, just to build up exactly this layout he needs in their well.
That's right. Yes, very slow, very deliberate, setting up this pattern, this formula with such precision. And then it seems, look, 1 minute in and still deliberately considering how they're going to set up this pattern, but will give the lead to Span in this time, who is going for a much more pragmatic build. Less considered, but taking the lead to start off with. Will it be successful against this slow start that Zigzag has done?
You see the speed start picking up now, starting to cash in on those T-spins that they've set up earlier in the game.
That's right.
Such an interesting way of playing.
Very happy to knows the times to break that in favor of the build. Bit different, doesn't have the line pieces on the side this time. Has changed the formula a bit. There we go, we're probably going to get back into the build again. We can see banking that T-piece for another T-spin, and just so methodical. And Span can't quite seem to find a rivaling strategy to catch up.
Biggs, after all the cheering, we see the skill level coming out. So impressive. This is obviously no stranger to this build, no stranger to competition. Obviously a practiced competitor. Span working hard. Span doing their best.
My goodness, just that pull forward. You know, Zigzag happy to sacrifice the whole first minute in favor of this strategy that works out long term and is guaranteeing them so much success. They've definitely got this win, but how will this pull out against the fast-paced strategies, the more pragmatic strategies of someone like Bingers? How will this compete with the more
the
more fast-paced strategies? The elusive strategies of Elso. How will it compete against the fast-paced, all-clear strategies of Apex? But still,
it's a competitive lead right now with almost 25k, but you're right, the rest of the competitors
look at that,
seem
but
to
like
track
30,
it much faster.
39, wow, big round of applause to Ziggs coming out with an inventive strategy, living up to the hype with their victory there, and also showing us, again, I can't stress this enough, a brand new strategy for this tournament tonight, and going to see how that goes up against everything else on the table. You know, they still finished. Remember, the other players, they're not sending over, you know, lines for you to deal with. So Ziggs has the freedom to slowly create the correct foundation and methodically build into a high-scoring pattern that they're comfortable with. So willing to sacrifice a full minute worth of points to set up consistent T-spin after T-spin. Now, they finish with 39,000 points, and that's all that matters at the end. We've seen other players win with 39,000 points with their strategies. Will they hold up consistently? Can we reproduce this consistently?
I want to take a quick moment here that I have been bamboozled as a shoutcaster. The big shout-outs in the crowd, the hand-delivered sign that I was given earlier. I want to give a big round of applause to Span, who has gone onto the right-hand side of the page, gave it their best go. Out on stage, up against it was obviously a killer waiting in the wings. We have high talent pools here, but so well done by Span for getting on stream.
That's right.
There is some nerves going up against an audience. There are some nerves going up for competing for your first time. Well done to Span for getting out there and trying.
Well done to Span. Big round of applause for Span. Good on you for being in this competition and competing. Maybe some of us, we thrive off being the center of attention. Maybe some of us, we don't. We absolutely don't want it. But Ziggs there, despite taking the spotlight, Span showed an impressive showing and a consistent showing and got that far as to go against a player of Ziggs caliber. So that's, you know, we're deep here. We're almost just before the qualifying match for this top four. So Span, despite what you may think about how well or not well they performed, that's that's the opportunity here. They still had a significant amount of victories and a significant amount of tournament experience that is just like, maybe not really immediately obvious when you see the one-sided matches like that. That there are so many that has led Span to that point where they were able to have such an exciting match.
Exactly right. And Span, I hope you keep putting in that practice. Go home, keep playing, and we'll see you in 6 weeks from now. You will be up there on the front, the #1 spot, I hope.
That's right, that's right. And here we are coming into a next match. Ooh, we're seeing Zigzag again. Could this be a qualifying match?
With the back-to-back, we talked about no downtime in Tetris, but here is Ziggs playing back-to-back matches at full speed.
Oh, this is the round before qualifiers. So whoever wins this, we've seen Kurosagi, I believe in the last season, but this match decides who goes into the qualifying match. So you could call it a semi-final of sorts of this qualifier.
Exciting times. Kuro, a name that I've heard before as well. A repeat from the last competitors. Let's see.
Again, we've seen the slow, deliberate strategy of Zigzag. We haven't seen the same we haven't seen what Kurosagi has to offer. So many variants in strategy of how to tackle this 3-minute, no rubbish, build to your own 3-minute build strategy. Kurosagi happy to build a straight Tetris well. Down the side, doesn't
picking up the speed this time, not so slow pace for 30 seconds in. Maybe finding their groove warmed up a little bit now.
Yeah, finding those color-coded patterns once more. You can see when again we have those 7 repeating pieces, so sometimes you get your last piece ends on a certain piece, and then you get the same piece again, and you have to really reconsider your strategy, especially if you're playing to kind of like a formula or a specific build like Zigzag. Very refined over here, whereas Kurosagi going more pragmatic. But you can see after this 1-minute timer, we've seen it time and time again, Zigzag, they are commanding once that 1 minute is gone, once that foundation is created, it's just T-spin after T-spin.
Back to back. Unbelievable. Really,
yeah, Zigzag,
the foresight to make us play like this is still impressive to me.
That's right, and Zigzag, you'd see them, they got a piece they didn't expect, that what didn't work with their build, they had to take a break and just reconsider. And now Kurosagi still has just a straight down well. It's still good for points if they can play fast, but they have to keep up the pace. And you can see more lines cleared on the side of Kurosagi, but those T-spins, they are more effective.
Uncharacteristic misdrop from Zigzag.
Oh, that's right. Zigzag, they've dropped their build there. They usually would get that T-spin. They have to make some corrections, and it's very awkward now. That red block won't be able to stand in the way that they want. They're going to have to do some recovery here, especially since they spent a full minute. Get this, a full minute setting up the foundation. And time may work in their favor here, where even though they've lost the build, they still are able to work this score advantage for a long time. But now I think we're beginning to see maybe some of the you can see that Zigzag's strategy relies on almost perfect play.
That's an impressive feat for 3 minutes, and we're seeing the recovery phase now. But the point differential started to close, but it looks like Zig's got it right back down to the base of the game. Kurosagi playing hard to play catch-up.
Yeah, that's right. And with one error, Zigzag's strategy goes from a 39,000 to a 32,000.
Single error late in the game. Such perfect play.
That's right. You have to play so perfectly.
Goes.
Well done by Zigzag. Kurosagi having to find either more speed, more T-spin to bring it back against a player as methodical as Zigzag. Considering this first build, Kurosagi playing much more pragmatic right here. Happy to go with the Tetris well, tried and true. Both players. And you can see Kurosagi is... Ooh, Zigzag has got an awkward, unseen gap before. We haven't seen gap from them before. Can they recover from this?
Let's find out. Such a methodical opening game from this. We're going to see how they work in a recovery play.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Kurosagi can smell the blood in the water, though. Working hard to win the points back.
That's right. We just need Kurosagi. If they Kurosagi's strategy doesn't require perfect play like Zigzag's does. Just playing consistently, pragmatically, will pull the win out if Zigzag makes too many mistakes with what is basically a perfect structure required. And look at Zigzag looking to play catch-up. It's going back to a more pragmatic Tetris strategy right now, temporarily maybe, or maybe long-term. A bit more awkward gaps. Oh no, he's going to sack this round. He topped out, knew that they needed that perfect foundation, knew it was too far gone. They got too many gaps in their foundation. That is the pitfall of this brilliant, methodical strategy. If you do not play perfectly, if you make one too many mistakes, it's over. And this is single elimination. Kurosagi with the more consistent, the more pragmatic strategy, able to pull it ahead right now, but can we really have a
time for the first time in the 3 rounds since the debut? Perfect play, 3 round in a row. The first score against Zigzag.
That's right, and now we can see Zigzag, they have got the build that they want. You can see the color coding start to come out. It's looking a bit more consistent this time. Can we make it happen? Taking some time to make sure this foundation is being set up correctly. With much consideration, trying to looking at their next pieces. Decides to bank it for a reset. Kurosagi.
Unhappy look on Zigzag there. Kurosagi knows.
Oh, not happy with the build. That's right. Kurosagi has a huge chance here, especially as a single elimination bracket. Zigzag, they've made a few errors. Look at the gaps in their build. 2 minutes left. Are they going to spend another minute setting up their perfect well to make this comeback, or are they going to go pragmatic?
And still such a close game, ahead by only 400 points with less than 2 minutes to go. Not the situation we've come to see Zigzag in, but Kurosagi working hard to maintain this lead. Know they have a chance to get.
That's right. It's neck and neck now. Zigzag has to. That's right. Zigzag had to abandon their perfect play strategy, even sack the round. You thought like, oh, this was not worth it. Didn't even give it a try. Didn't even give Kurosagi an opportunity to mess up. That says a lot about the momentum right now, and you can see, can Zigzag stay composed? Only 1,000 points the difference. You could see at this point, last in the ones that we saw Zigzag win, they had almost a 10,000, 15,000 point lead by this point. And now, Kurosagi has an opportunity. Just needs to play consistent. Just needs to keep the pressure on.
Working hard for a minute and change to go, and less than 1,000 points of difference between the two competitors. What a show we have on for today. Not what I expected after these opening rounds from Zigzag. And Kurosagi pulls ahead with a minute to go.
Oh, it's awkward.
Point advantage. A little bit awkward on Zig's side.
Oh my goodness, so accident prone. The pressure's on. There's some awkward gaps from the side of Zigzag. And now we need Kurosagi just playing consistent right here. Just keeping that nice Tetris well on the side while Zigzag has so many awkward gaps. Still going to go for those high-value T-spin doubles. We haven't seen Kurosagi go for those all game, but keeping those Tetris, keeping the pressure on. 36 seconds left to go. Oh my goodness, this is going so tight right now. Not any T-spin opportunities on the side of Zigzag. 1,300 the difference. That is 1 Tetris. There we go. Kurosagi pulling ahead by 2 Tetris' worth. We need some T-spins. Look at this awkward positioning. Where's the T-spin? We need it right here. Here it comes. 20 seconds left on the clock. Getting a combo there. Lowering the gap to 800. We're going to bring it in. Whoa.
What's it going to happen? Less than a Tetris difference. 10 seconds to go. Anyone can be anyone's game here.
One Tetris.
One Tetris, one T-spin. Where's it going to come from? Zigzag searching hard. 5 seconds
3 seconds left.
With less than 900 points to go. The difference, 1 second. That's going to be it. Kurosagi.
That's it. Kurosagi.
Whoa, what a turnaround. They can barely believe it themselves. Look at this.
My
what
goodness.
A game.
What a series right there, especially so valuable to see Zigzag's perfect strategy, perfect play strategy work out for so long and to crumble under the pressure. Lost that momentum. Kurosagi plays and brings it back. 1,000 points the difference. Wow, the most exciting game of tonight.
And excellent work there from both those competitors. You can see the pressure of momentum, the pressure of the stage. When one little, like we said, right back at the very start, one mistake starting to snowball out of control. And like you said, for a build that requires such an immense precision and perfection to get that to work for the remainder of the 3 minutes. A single mistake, we see how it played out for Kurosagi.
Right. Because if you make that single mistake, you got that single gap. How many gaps have you refined your strategy for? How many gaps have you gone, oh, okay, this specific gap and this specific line of pieces, this specific sequence of pieces, how do I fix this? And you could see just how much precision required from Zigzag. He had to spend a whole minute setting up the foundation to get an amazing score of like 39,000. And this time, he tops out at that second round. May be regretting that right now, but...
Hey, there's some very high-level play there from both those competitors. That has some highlight reel material.
That is a very, very exciting stuff right there. And big round of applause to both competitors. And what a showing. What an amazing amount of entertainment. Wow, I'm giving it up for that one. You can tell, look, that's the tournament experience. Look at the elation and the thrill of competition. Anything can happen in these single elimination games.
Love to see the friends behind them too. Look at that. It's the cheer squad for all the competitors here. The close friends, the people maybe don't know them so well. The big hugs at the end of the day, trying their best. Oh, get that. Makes me want to get up and compete again. It's been a little while. I can't wait.
Super exciting. Oh,
yeah.
Now, that was the match that determined the qualifying match. So we know we have Kurosagi coming in to this qualifying match against another player. We haven't seen any of Furumango or any of Gecko this whole time. We don't know where they're waiting.
Waiting in the wings.
Waiting in the wings.
See where they show up.
Where are they? You know, they had a showing in those previous qualifier finals. It'll be interesting to see where they end up.
Whew. Big night. As we said, once again, the talent pool refreshed, and after a few matches, we start seeing it get trimmed away all the way up to the qualifiers. We're going to have a very fun time in the finals, I think.
Yeah, I've got to say, I'm a bit ambivalent about, you know, that loss from Zigzag. On the one hand, it feels like it would have been exciting to see their strategy go against in the finals, but we got to see the whole spectrum in those 4 matches, and you know, I just think it's crazy because we didn't have this kind of variation in strategies last time. Like last time we had this last season, you know, game day 1, we saw, you know, people creating higher floors, so for faster drops to counter the classic game mode. Second week, that was the week of the T-spin. Everyone knew that Tetris wasn't working. The top-level players were going for T-spins. The variety in playstyles this time, knowing they're playing to a 3-minute time limit, I had no idea we were going to see this diversity of strategy. So it's been pretty exciting.
Absolutely. Like I said, with the shift to the modern format, we've got a whole much more depth. We've got the chess grandmasters out here throwing down their game plans and working out what can get to the top of the level. We see some people playing with a little bit more room for error, a little bit more room for a stable and long-term build. We see people play with very, very high level of precision. We see a little bit of a mix of the two. We see speed, we see forethought. It's highly interesting gameplay. Stuff that I didn't think I would get to see in a game of Tetris. So here we are.
There we go. And I think the coolest part is, again, it's a local. Ooh, shout outs to the crowd. There they are. Ooh, looking smart, looking well dressed.
Smart casual, mate.
Ooh, that's right.
That. Very fashionable.
Smart and casual.
Smart and casual.
Hi! How's it
Hello!
going? Welcome.
There's the hat.
It's the perfect play hat. And
still don't know what that animal is. It is a lobster. Is it a crab? I'll need to find out.
I'm sure someone shouted. It's a crab, okay.
Ooh.
I assume
I have been told it's a crab. Good to know. Good to know. Representing the crab. Oh, I get it. His name's Zigzag, and crabs walk backwards and forwards, side to side. He's zigzagging around. Now I get it.
That's right.
I feel smart enough about that to have said that. Good work.
Good one. I'm excited to see who's in this qualifying matches right now. Who's building up? Will we see the return of Furumango? Will we see the return of Gecko? Or have these players been eliminated? And, you know, again, we're in a single elimination format. We really can't stress enough. You know, anything could happen. We just saw the first 2-1, and it was a reverse 2-1. That stuff has been happening all tournament, through all the matches off stream. It could be you. You know, anything happens in these tournament settings. anything happens in these local settings, if you have an interest in Tetris, in Apex, in Rocket League, or just in competition in general, or you just want to...
That's right. I want to put it
Just
out there
come
again.
down.
There is so much to be gained just from the competitive mindset, just to go out there and get outside the comfort zone, get away from the stream, get away from Twitch, get away from the crowd seats, and put yourself in a beautiful Alienware arena. Give it a go. You don't need to be playing for the first place. You don't need to be playing for the cash prize. You can be playing just for the experience, and what an experience it is. The heart's beating, the hands are sweating, the adrenaline is surging of being up here, even down in the lower brackets. Let me tell you, I've been there before as well. Give it a go.
Ooh, and here we
I
come.
hear some.
Just coming down into these qualifying matches, we see players watching on. Ooh, is that Antonio and Agent Numbers? Are they going to be our upcoming players? Agent Numbers.
Agent Numbers giving a big wave to the camera. Ghost personal friend of Big Jaddy, so I've heard.
Oh, we've seen some dabs going out in the crowd. Oh, can we dab on the count of three already? 1, 2, 3, dab!
Hell yes! Oh man, that's what I'm here to see. Oh, get that one on replay, please.
We couldn't execute the wave, but we
can
executed
execute the dab. Hell yeah, good work, team. Woo! Oh man, that's gonna live in my memory. Good stuff, team.
That's right. That's what we're here for. The dad humor and the high plays.
And the high plays.
And the crowd's still turning out. We're in qualifier, the end of qualifier 2, which basically means there's only four competitors left here, 2 competitors waiting to go into the final. So even though there's only 6 competitors left, we can see the arena is brimming. People are here to join in the atmosphere, join in the hype, support their friends, have a good time. And of course, the night doesn't end here. Fortress has not only more entertainment and more... I've come down and had some live music every time. I heard some sea shanties downstairs. And I saw one time there was this duet on banjo playing the Pokemon theme song, and the whole bar was belting it out. It's a really distinct, really, it's taken a long time for me to own how much of a geek I am, if that wasn't immediately obvious. But it's so cool to see that represented here at Fortress.
Yeah, home of the gamer. Home of the games.
And we've been talking about, Antonio, that was our champion in week 1, being as week 2. And here we are, Kurosagi against Antonio. Now, we saw Kurosagi pull it together against the play, the perfect play of Zigzag with their incredible play. But Antonio is a champion. First, week 1, season 1, Tetris Effect connected champion.
Now, Antonio won that first championship on the classic format, but obviously no slouch to be playing in the modern either.
That's right, and actually
playing back-to-back matches.
That's right, and Antonio actually I think they came second place to Bingers in that second one as well. So it's no slouch right here, and definitely someone that is a prime contender for this upcoming qualifying match, and someone who, I guess is the favorite coming into this match. As we hear Tetris Effect connected thumping.
All right, see the builds. Speed from both competitors right off the bat.
Kurosagi coming off a great win there, might be feeling a lot of momentum, a bit more calm now, has seen themselves come back from the brink, play consistently, and win a 1,000 point difference. It doesn't get much more exciting than that, if you can keep your composure that.
Couple of awkward placements there. Seeing Kuro, is he coming back with momentum and confidence? Is he coming back with a bit frazzled, unsure of himself after such a stressful event? Antonio. Strong play, so clean.
So clean, and such a strong read right there. You could see T-spin, and yeah, just strong, consistent play, and also was reading their upcoming pieces, knew they could do the T-spin double into Tetris combo. That makes, it's all these little things that make such a big difference to your score, like being able to read your uncupping pieces, being able to hold the right pieces, being able to set up your well in the appropriate way. You're not just looking to clear, you're looking to process at so many different levels. Oh! Uh-oh.
Bit of a misplace.
Yeah, trying to play too fast there, but Antonio can still recover this and has a healthy 10,000 lead at 1 minute left, 1 minute 40 left to go.
Be able to cash in on a lead like that, nothing that they can't recover from, that's for sure. Kurisagi, oh, a bit of a misplace as well.
Oh, that's a tough plug to overcome. Oh, couple misdrops at the same time.
Playing these back-to-back sets live on stream. Such a frazzle on the nerves. Let's see how they pull it together. Good, clean play here. Back down to basics. Just take a breath and keep on moving forward. Antonio, very solid play right now. Good, consistent points, combos, T-spins. Everything we've come to see from Antonio. Kuro,
Nice.
working hard though. Good, clean board on the left-hand side of the screen here.
That's right. It's a clean build, but wow, just Antonio pulling ahead, showing that they are a reigning, well, not a reigning champion, but a Tetris champion. Strong, methodical.
With 30 seconds and change, the deficit in points is going to be hard to overcome, but we see what type of pressure we're up against for both these competitors.
Wow. Just such a strong lead, and you can see Antonio approaching that 40,000 mark, which we are seeing as to be like the higher end of scores that we can achieve in this mode in the allotted time. And yeah, looking for a very strong finish here. Very convincing first round from Antonio, beating Kurisagi with a 24,000 point lead.
And time up. Big round of applause for those two.
There's some enthusiastic applause coming from our crowd right there. As we come into our second round.
Now, we have seen Kuro come back from losses like that before. Let's see how they adapt.
Ooh.
Bit of a misdrop and already a big deficit in points.
Ooh. And Antonio already in
play.
20 seconds already got a 7,000 point lead. A nice back-to-back Tetris is there, but ooh. Still not able to get the same sort of point value. We saw this before when Kurisagi was playing against Ziggy before. Ziggy, if they messed up their build, it was enough for just plain Tetrises to push through and win the score. But against a player who plays the whole game pragmatically and at a higher speed, this is a hard contest.
It's a hard matchup for sure, Jad. Very, very commanding lead here.
Strong lead. Here we are. Look at this. Antonio looking like the champion that they are.
Look at the speed on the right-hand side of the board.
Hasn't been on stream all day, but no stranger to the camera, has their own content creation, creates their own Tetris content. This competitor here, very familiar with the pressure of tournament.
Very familiar with the pressure of an audience, very familiar with the pressure of the commentators screaming their name out behind them. And we see how that type of composure pays off with consistent play. Consistent play and fast recoveries. The decision-making like that is what separates the beginner from the professional.
That's right, and even with strong play from Kurisagi, you could see what's stopping them from getting them from the next level is the absence of a T-spin well. When we see Antonio playing at that level where they are building those wells for those T-spins into Tetrises, or that the standard Tetris, look at that score difference right here. Already at 40,000 on the side of Antonio. Very, very commanding, and is this the most consistent strategy? Is this the most important strategy for this 3-minute format? How will this do against a strategy like the all-clear strategy that we saw from Apex, we've yet to see.
Just to put down the speed being played out here, 60 lines to 97. What a difference these two. The strategy is one thing, but the speed of the decision making is highly impressive to me. 10 seconds to go in a 30,000 point deficit. Kurosagi put in an enormous effort to get here. Absolutely no slouch to get to the qualifying
that's right.
round.
Got to the qualifying round. That means, you know, a guaranteed finish. Congratulations. Huge round of applause to Antonio there on your right-hand side of your screen. That's a champion coming back into the top 4. And a very unenthusiastic clap from the crowd that time.
That was a tough competition, Kurosagi. Excellent work. It was great to get there.
And what a win. Like, you're going to, like, I mean, that's such a amazing moment that, you know, I'm going to remember that match. We're going to remember the match between Ziggy and Kurosagi, the fan favorite. Everything was looking against Kurosagi, then managed to stay composed.
The whole cheer squad behind the opponent had the crowds, had the shout-outs from us, and Kurosagi says, no, I'm going to show you who's boss. And well done. You know what? Your opponent just then, very, very high-level competitor. Excellent work to you both.
That's right, and so cool to see. Congratulations. Massive shout-outs. Good on you for competing. You made it all the way to the qualifying round. Unreal. So we come into this replay here. You can see Amphonia with a much stronger build and well able to consistently create opportunities for T-spins and build such a tall well here where Kurosagi was not able to play at the same level. And it's not like Kurosagi was playing badly. It would be a very strong player being able to set up those deep wells for those Tetrises, but T-spin showing the advantage they have.
For sure. And not only the T-spin, but the robust setup, being able to recover from mistakes, being able to play consistently, and in the event that something is going awry, to bring it right back to the game plan. And to do that at such a speed, excellent demonstration of skill here.
That's right, a very high-level competitor here as we move into our qualifying and, of course, our grand finals coming up. I think, you know, there's one qualifier we haven't seen that may or may not have happened on stream, but regardless of where we know 3 of our finalists right now. We have our bingers. We have our Amphonia. What was our 3rd competitor that we'll see in our finals?
Good question. It's going to be a surprise to me as well.
And then we've got our 4th, potentially yet to be decided.
What a day it's been. And
what a day it's been.
In the very top skill
So much
level.
Tetris. And yeah, again, like, what we're seeing is just like a taste of the matches that are going on here. There are so many matches that are being run. And we have completed our 4th qualifier actually off stream. So I'm just excited as you are to find out who that 4th player in those 4th players, that top 4 that we've got coming up. And we're going to be having those grand finals. So grab a drink, grab something to eat, do what you need to do, and we'll see you at the grand finals coming up just after this break. Hello and welcome back to the Fortress House Cup Season 2, Week 2 Grand Finals. Oh, sorry, the finals, the top 4. We have been through ever since 5 p.m. all the way, bringing down nearly 100 competitors down to the top 4. And I'm super excited. And I'm so excited to see all these players come together. We got a couple rematches. We got some differing strategies. And that's so, how you doing, Billy Goat?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. I'm excited about this. We have trimmed away to the top 4 competitors of the day. Now, I speak a lot about the bringing together and being friends and experiencing the competitive edge, but now we are at the pointy end of the day. We are going to see the very top level, the float to the top of the skill set, Ready to see this, man. We got some insane competition so far. Excellent display on so far.
That's right, and we have our 2 champions that will be in the semis. So they're not going to be versing each other first. If both our matches are Amphonia against Apex, and then on the other side we have Bingers against a Gecko on the other side. So that means there's an opportunity for our 2 champions to have a rematch in this grand finals, but we can't count out. Don't let me discount the prowess of and the inventiveness of Apex. You know, they made it through the first qualifier with ease. And but before we launch into that, you know, it's so important that we talk about our spot prize. And first of all, take us to the Alienware MVP.
The Alienware MVP, the Alienwares came to sponsor for the day for the most valuable player, giving away a whole bunch of Alienware swag. All these gamers in here, they know the quality that comes with an Alienware tag, and the winner of today is going to make good use of that equipment. Hopefully bump your game up to the next level. Hopefully make practice a little bit easier, and you come back next time ready to go.
Now, I've really got to stress that this didn't go to the best player of the day. We were really looking for somebody who really embodied the spirit of the day. Somebody who had a great attitude and was super sportsmanlike and just like here for the spirit. And there, it's Illegal, not the one in the finals, but not 204, but 203. This gamer right here, they were first on the stage and they got absolutely destroyed in that first game, and yet,
to put it lightly, Jad. To put it lightly, absolutely destroyed.
And look at the spirit.
Look at the smile, the spirit, the handshakes, the thumbs up. Looks like he's just won the grand finals themselves.
And that's what the House Cup is all about. It's about that social gaming experience, and it's about having fun and about giving it a go. And so that's why we've given it to Illegal Gecko 203. Not the one that's in the final. So congratulations, big round of applause. You enjoy your Alienware peripherals. And yes.
Like I said, I've stressed this whole day the importance of good sportsmanship, the importance of just giving it a go. And that smile in the face of a loss, ooh, I've seen a few MVP awards here. I've seen some sick plays. Some of them I've understood. Some of them maybe I'm not keeping up with. But that was an excellent display of sportsmanship, well-deserved the MVP, and next we're going to go to Play of the Day.
Yes, the Telstra Play of the Day. Now, this award, Scott, contains 200,000 Telstra Plus points. These can be redeemed for a variety of different things. Could be AirPods or headphones, gaming peripherals, controllers. It's really up to your discretion. And this play went to the most clutch play of the day, or the most unexpected play of the day. And drum roll, it's going to go to... player is Void, who looked like they were going to top out. Not only did they look like it, the game actually played the sound effect that happens when you top out, which means that he was literally frames away from throwing away this game, only 1 minute in, and still came back, did a T-spin triple, reduced the side. Look at that, oh my, so close, playing so close to the top, and still able to confidently play so high up. Play of the day, well-deserved by Void.
Fantastic recovery there, playing under pressure. Good work, Void. I hope you enjoy that. Spend that currency wisely.
Well done.
It's just like I said, just playing on the razor's edge when you're really up against a competition and you're under stress and you know that you've got that very little room for error in such a tight puzzle game like Tetris. Seeing a recovery like that, well-deserved of the Telstra Play of the Day.
That's right, that's right. Now, who could forget our final award, the Jester. Now, this award is going to go to the silliest or maybe the silliest moment of the day. You know, we've got a Jester cap to memorialize your night. And we really have to give this to a player who had, you know, looked so strong and was such a fan favorite. But when it came down to it, drum roll. And of course, who else than Ziggy? This gamer right here, second round, he's got a perfect strategy they need to run. They've got too many gaps, at this point, and they just top themselves out. They give up on that second round. They said, oh, there's no chance for me in this second round. They've topped themselves out, didn't even give it a go, and then lost the third round as well, with 1 minute 30 left on the clock at that time. So a bit of a moment there, and after all this perfect play, the perfect deliberate play, no better than Zigzag. So obviously had an incredible sense of humor as well, had an incredible fan following. And you can tell the amount of charisma and showmanship from this person well deserves that Jester prize. Congratulations.
And hey, who's going to do more with a second hat than a gamer with a lobster on his head? Crab on his head, sorry, I apologize. 2 hats at once, that's double the fashionability. I hope you enjoy that, enjoy the swag. Hope you keep enjoying yourself. Hope to see you back next time. I know you got some serious competitive skills behind you, Ziggs. You and your cheer squad are welcome back anytime.
That's right. Thank you so much. Big round of applause to our 3 winners of our spot prizes there as we begin to move into our top 4. We're probably going to see our bracket come up here, as we said. Apex Polenta versus Amphonia. Now, let's break down this. Ooh, everyone's from a different house?
Whoa, we're doubled up here. Last time I remember seeing some grand finals where everyone was representing the same, but now we've got real team hours on the board. Lovely.
And yeah, of course, Amphonia, a very fast, pragmatic player, builds those deep center worlds, is able to play fast, play consistently. Apex Polenta, going for a much different strategy, is constantly looking, playing slow and deliberate to look for consistent all clears, consistent T-spins and consistent spins to get those points and keep it low. And that's been a one-of-a-kind strategy today. And of course, on the other side, let's start with this one. We just broke that down. Now, Amphonia, I really like. This is the champion of our first week 1, season 1 of Tetris Effect Connected. Amphonia came in. They came into Classic. They came out with this Mushroom Cloud strategy that was very specific. They managed to pull away in these and become the champion. Win that $700 cash prize. And now, as they come into this one, Amphonia was so confident that they would make it to the top 4 that they didn't even enter qualifier 1.
Oh, look at that. That's some flexing right there. And we're going to see if that pays off for them.
Didn't
now, of
even
course,
need that first chance.
We're taking a short change of concept. We are going to be playing best of 3s in the semi-finals now. So please, hold on to your applause to the very end. We're going to be seeing the evolution of the gameplay happening across 3 full matches.
That's right. Our grand finals will be best of 5, but right now you can see we have a best of 3 in store, and Apex Polenta playing close to the bottom, and all clear to start off with an early point lead. But Amphonia, no slouch. Will their more consistent strategy be able to beat out the more precise strategy of Apex Polenta, another all clear? Again, this strategy is very, very reminiscent of what we saw from Ziggy before, where there is not much room for error. You need to be making those all clears. You need to be getting those T-spins consistently close to the ground, because if not, look at that. Look at the planning. We are 1 minute in and already 20,000 points. Can Amphonia compete with this strategy with their consistency, or are we relying on Apex Polenta to make an error?
We're going to see with the 6,000 points in just over 1 minute 30 and change. It's still anybody's game at this level of play.
That's right.
Apex Polenta working hard to drive a further gap between them. But Anthony Ho, like a nice clean side of the board over there.
That's right. There's so much more material to work with on the side of Amphonia. There's much more opportunity for combos and points through that route. But Apex Polenta is consistently keeping these all clears going and keeping that well less than 4 to make sure. Look at this build precision. Look at that again. Another all clear. So consistent. Some awkward gaps here.
Not only the all clears, but comboing the all clears along with the T-spins and the Tetris lines is what's really catapulting him 10,000 points ahead almost now. With a minute to go, it's looking much more further ahead, but very quickly Anthony brings it back more manageable. 7,000 points of difference.
That's right, look at that, another all clear. The pattern from Polenta right here, playing perfectly. One mistake could mean the end of this strategy. Needs to hang in there, to play perfectly.
Look at this consistency. Already 46,000 points with 30 seconds left. This is the highest score I think we've seen at this time frame so far.
Anthony working hard. We're going to see how it pays off for him with 20 seconds to go. This might be the round in the bag for Apex.
Look at the precision. You know, this is the difference when you are playing this 3-minute score attack. It looks like Apex has totally optimized all patterns. Look at the recognition. Oh, but not going to be able to get an all clear here. No. Got some blocks they didn't need. Happy to just place blocks for more points. See, every block you place gets more points. Happy to look. Knew it was a bit awkward at that finish there. And that was an commanding, convincing lead against a player who is
Big
a
thumbs
champ.
up. Very satisfied
So
look on that gamer's face.
Now, like, listen, you know, when we're talking about this might be an optimal strategy that we just haven't seen until this season, this week. We have seen in previous, you know, in other versions, other formats of Tetris, there is an opportunity for the other player to send over lines of garbage, which makes it very difficult to do those all clears. You can't do those all clears when someone's sending over rubbish that you can't predict.
Exactly.
So,
now, with the only thing separating a predictable game from a game full of holes is your own perfection, your own stress under pressure.
So slowing down right now, had an awkward build. And look, like a difficult piece, a difficult sequence this early in the game. Oh, he does it anyway!
Still managed to clear it away. What excellent recovery there. As soon as you think there's a mistake, Apex Balenta still with a game plan that's seemingly airtight so far.
That's right, but even though it's airtight, and even though there is the same, the pieces are a bit more predictable, you are relying on some form of luck. You are still relying on playing almost perfectly. Look at that though, so consistent. Apex playing out of their minds right now, but they need to stay consistent under pressure. They can't afford to make errors with this strategy. You've noticed this whole tournament, they haven't gone past. They haven't left any gaps past 4 lines. Look at this, always 4 lines. Unbelievable amount of precision right here, but 1 minute 30 left. Will the
Still
more...
neck and neck. With
That's
a minute
right.
30 to go, this was a much larger difference between the scores the last round. We've seen a little bit of adaptation. Just as I say that, big pull ahead from Apex Balenta. That's still with a minute 20 to go. It's anybody's game. If Anthony O can keep up this sort of pressure he displayed in the first half of this round.
Another all clear, that's right. And look, needs to rely on these with 1 minute left. The score gap is not consistent. You know, if he's only going all clears with no T-spins, then they're going to struggle to keep up in points where Anfonio is going to take the lead with the T-spins. So, what will happen? Can Polenta continue to perform under pressure?
With a minute to go, a mistake at this point is going to be catastrophic, but we haven't seen very many mistakes coming from
2 gaps at the bottom. A weak placement, but it's so corrected so quickly. Looking for a quick 2-0 win here and looking to eliminate Anfonio's opportunity to compete in this grand finals. You see Anfonio changing their strategy to try and get the all clears now.
Pulling out at the very last minute, saying maybe they can make it work for themselves.
No.
We'll see if that happens. 20 seconds to go. 80K the difference. This could be the ticket that Apex Balenta wanted to get to the grand finals.
Oh my goodness, 13 seconds left on the clock and Polenta playing perfectly the entire game.
The entire game, and even now with less than 10 seconds to go, still not letting up, still getting those all clears. And there says, all sorted.
Oh my goodness, what a demonstration. That was a master at work, playing perfectly the entire time. Massive round of applause to Polenta, playing perfectly. That is absolutely unreal. And to beat an opponent like Anfonio, that's no slouch right there. That's a champion right there. That's an absolute champion right there. And they managed to play under pressure in a final setting with hundreds of dollars on the line. You know, that was the difference between $200, Anfonio, of course. No slouch going home with $200 cash. But now there's an opportunity for Apex to win $700 cash. And at least at this point, we'll be getting $400. So playing for that kind of money, playing under that kind of pressure, still was able to play perfectly. Can they keep it up as they move into the grand finals?
It's these types of decisions under pressure that's been the make or break point for these competitors. Here we go to the Telstra replay.
And as you see, yeah, again, it's just the clash of two strategies here. One relying on perfect play, one relying on a more pragmatic style of play.
Look at the hang time there on Apex Polenta, making the time to make the correct decisions and then firing off with a flurry of pieces. It's not just speed, it's not just smashing down as fast as they can. It's seeing the prediction, it's seeing what they have in hold, it's seeing what all they want to put it down and visualizing where they want to build that on the board and then very quickly putting it into play. And the scoreboard is showing how that pays off.
The planning is unreal. And we will see Polenta in our grand finals as we move into our other semi-final with Bingers and Gecko. Not the Gecko that won MVP, of course. This is Gecko 204. And they have actually, in the first qualifier, they were eliminated 2-0 by Bingers.
Oh, that grudge match, the replay.
That's right, and it wasn't, you know, a 2-1. We got to see that match on stream right there as well. It wasn't like it was not close, but Bingers is, you know, he's champion, the reigning champion.
Bingers is the reigning champion. So just so that was the first week of the Modern Tetris setup. That was the second week of Season 2, correct?
That's correct.
So Bingers and Illegal Gecko played there, and Bingers eliminated Gecko. There is nothing I like more than a bit of grudge match being played live on stage. And here we go, with Bingers and Illegal Gecko to get the run back, and we're going to see if Gecko has put in the practice and the hours. Been dreaming about it, been thinking about it, had a picture of Bingers on his dresser window saying, every time I'm going to look at it, said, I'm going to beat you next time, next season. I know, we're going to have a second time for a run back. And here it is, this come up. It's exactly the type of energy that I like between competitors.
That's right, and Apex Polenta just playing absolutely, like, it's so unconventional. They're putting places, they're building their foundation exactly as they see the incoming pieces. It seems very sporadic and it seems very random, but, you know, if they play perfectly, they've just shown that they can do an all clear every time based on their opening piece. That's unreal.
Such strong visualization skill there, planning ahead of time. Wow, and here we are. Bingers playing against Illegal Gecko. 203+1.
That's right.
Those two know each other. I want to figure that out sometime tonight.
And as we come into this semi-finals match, Bingers, of course, our reigning champion, Illegal Gecko 204, with something to prove, has lost 2-0. Bingers has had times where they have, on stage, had trouble under pressure, but that was only in week 1, season 1. Since then, they won the second. Can they make it count now?
Speed from Gecko, working hard to fill the side of the board, ready for Tetris. Oh, first misdrop comes from Bingers on the left. Not too hard to recover there. We're going to see how that works out for them. Blocking off the well as well. Bingers seeing a little bit of a deficit here, uncharacteristic. We're going to see how Gecko gets to cash in on this. Smells the blood in the water, wants to maintain that lead. Working hard for it.
That's right. Wow, look at the advantage. This is uncharacteristic. And of course, after coming off a 2-0, Gecko potentially had that time to gain composure on stream. Now able to bring it back after all this practice on stream. Look at that speed of those 4 pieces right there. Wow!
Bingers absolutely playing out of his mind to catch up, but look at the deficit here. We're going to see if they can pull something out of their hat. They're both playing the same strategy, and they're both playing at top speed.
Oh, wow, and here we go. Wow, it's such a huge advantage. This is unbelievable to see, especially after such convincing wins 2-0 from Bingers before. Gecko playing at a much more improved speed, less errors. But now
say that needs to get some recovery on their side of the board. With 9,000 points banked, it's easy to cash in on that and spend the time to recover.
That's right. Will Gecko slow down to fix their gaps, or will they continue to play fast because they want to keep the advantage?
Think of the pressure. Think of the heart beating right now for the semi-finals, going into the grand finals up against a reigning champion like Bingers. I wouldn't be slowing down, that's for sure. I wouldn't have the heart to do so. But recovers quite nicely there. Look at this, right back to where they want to be.
So fast. Look at the pace.
Look at the speed. Incredible.
Bit awkward. Making corrections, combos. And
40
able to
seconds
maintain
to
this
go.
lead.
Trying hard from Bingers, trying to get the point deficit back in his favor, but not quite there. And with 30 seconds to go, we're going to see how it ends up.
My goodness, one champion has already been eliminated, and Gecko looking to give the other champion a run for their money. The speed, both players, intense focus, 22 seconds left on that clock.
And those two are not letting up on this. We got 20 seconds to go and an almost 15k deficit. Both these players are still going at breakneck pace. Neither one of them is taking the time to slow down or throw their hands off the stick. They are keeping it real all the way to the very end, keeping a maximum adrenaline, full speed ahead.
My goodness, look at these 68,000 points.
What a display.
Now, unreal right there. Unreal first round, but we cannot count out Bingers. I mean, Bingers got a 2-0 against Gecko 204, so don't count them out. This could be a very competitive match right here. Can they both avoid errors? Can they both stay composed?
Short error from Bingers, going to need some recovery time there. That might be the step that Gecko needs to get ahead.
That's right, that's an error early on right there, Gecko. Can they make it count? Can they punish?
Great work from the two of them, still very equal.
Oh!
Bit of a mistake from both sides. Look at this.
Oh!
Uncharacteristic from Gecko now.
So making a recovery there, but still
Needs
has
to
a
work
point
hard
deficit.
for it.
Needs to work hard. That's an annoying well, but no, recovery.
Just as soon as
Look at-
Gecko seems to have dropped the ball,
But
Bingers
with the-
had a slip as well.
That's right, but the time that Gecko spent fixing that mistake, all that time they're not spending building T-spin wells.
They're not spending building the wells. They're not spending building the T-spins. Not spending building combos. And now we see it's still neck and neck. Both sides are equal on these mistakes with 2 minutes to go. Only a 200 point between the two competitors. What a match. This is much more close. We've seen a little bit of adaptation from
My
Bingers.
goodness.
Maybe shaking off the nerves a little bit and said, I got to bring my A game to the table if I want to get into the grand finals here.
Oh, look at that combo! We'll continue maintaining that lead right there with a 1,000 point lead. This is one Tetris the difference.
And a game like this is anyone's game with only still half the match to go.
Goodness me, look at the play from Bingers playing so well this round, but it's still only about 2 or 3 T-spins away from losing it. And now we got 2 T-spins back to back from Gecko, but an awkward well. This might be the beginning of the end for Gecko as they have to spend time repairing and not building that T-spin well. What is going to happen here as both look at that, such an awkward well. It's awkward again.
Bingers
Oh
nice and clean on this
no!
side of the board, ready to cash in on that and cement his lead as we're going into the final minute of the round. Oh, it's an illegal. Gecko spending so much time repairing and recovering. It's that
That's
snowball
right.
mistake.
That's right. It's been one error. Oh, T-spin misses, and now it might. This is a 9,000 point deficit with 40 seconds left on the clock. What a series this is. As long as Bingers he can afford to take some time. He can afford to play a bit slower as they know the point deficit is almost too much to overcome at this time. Just too many mistakes on the side of Gecko will give Bingers the opportunity to get a significant point lead, down from 67,000 points last round from Gecko to a humble 43,000. Even though Bingers, consistent as they are, has gotten almost exactly the same score as they did the previous round.
Fantastic work here from the two of them. We've seen the adaptation. We've seen the speed being kept up between the two rounds, and it's going to go to even 1-1. And such a big change of points there. 10,000 points to the first competitor, a 10,000 point deficit in the second round. 1-1, we're going to see how this plays out for our best of 3. The seat waiting for them for the grand finals of the night.
Will it be the faster Gecko, or will it be the more consistent reigning champion Bingers? If you want to see Bingers make it to the grand finals, make some noise. And if you want to see Gecko, the underdog, make it to grand finals, make some noise. as we come
Oh,
in.
I'm supposed to be impartial. I'm supposed to be the caster. I'm supposed to just relay the facts to you. But I want to see Gecko win. Number one, I like to see the underdog come back. Number two, he's representing House Jim, which is the house that I'm in. So, you know, more points the better. We're seeing a very, very close game here. 30 seconds in with only one Tetris, the difference between the two.
Look at this speed, both players pushing each other to their limits. It's really going to come down to who can play more consistent, more error-proof, who can make sure they can stay composed under the pressure of the commentary, of the crowd, and of the cash prize. Oh no, that's an awkward gap. How can we fix it? Another T-spin. Oh, a combo.
What a quick recovery. Look at this from Gecko, ready to go, saying, I don't have the breathing room to make the same recovery mistakes that I did last time. But again, another miss drop. We're going to see how they take it back from there. They know they got a little bit of a bank build up now, an extra 3K, but that's not too far in a game like this, especially with a minute 45 to go.
Oh my goodness, 1 minute 45 and so much recovery to do. They have to sacrifice time to repair to make a T-spin well because of the disadvantage here. Bing is still not able to make consistent T-spins here, not able to make high value points, and Gecko was able to recover and stay in the point lead. But we are only 2 to 3 T-spins in front. This is still anyone's game with 1 minute and 18 seconds left to go.
They brought it neck and neck, back down to less than 1,000 points between. Maybe a bit of a pull ahead now, but with a minute to go, that is anybody's game right now. What a display we have on between these two. Both of them want it. You can feel it. You know what's on the line. You know the risk. You smell the blood on the water they're going for it. With 1,000 points of difference.
It's an awkward gap, and Bingus has a chance. 53 seconds left on the clock, and Illegal Gecko will fix those gaps.
Just in time, Bing is pulling ahead on points. Gecko, look at the T-spin double is going to bring it back, but maybe it might be too little too late. Bingers is cashing in on some very clean building right now.
Oh my goodness, both players here need to keep up this pace, but look at this. Gecko is still significantly ahead, more than 5 T-spins in front. Gecko just needs to not make errors here. There's a few gaps. Can they make it happen? Look at this pull ahead in points after getting 2-0. Will they be able to get this grudge match, get the victory back with 16 seconds left to go? The gap is closing. Bing is looking to bring it back. He's bringing it back. Look at it.
He's going to go. There's one Tetris, the difference between the two. Is it enough? 6 seconds. Can they find it? Bing is working hard. Needs a T-piece. What's that piece? Just managed to get it down there, get an awkward piece.
500 points the
difference. What a close match. Whoa. Big round of applause to these two competitors. What a match.
And both champions eliminated before the grand finals.
How about that? The fresh face, but get back into the practice room.
My goodness.
Fantastic.
What a series right there.
There is one thing, I've walked around in the crowds a little bit here in the little break, so one thing I've heard over and over is nobody understood how fast and how hyped up Tetris can get. A lot of people saw Rocket League, okay, they understood it. They see CSGO, all right, they understand the composition.
Apex Legends?
Apex Legends, they understand. But they see competitive Tetris 1v1, they said, what's this about? And the one thing that I've heard from everyone I talked to is they didn't understand how fast this could go. They thought they were going to come here seeing a chess match. They ended up leaving seeing Dragon Ball Z. What a game. Woo.
Wow, super exciting and awesome to see 2 fresh faces coming into Alpha Grand Finals. Of course, the awesome speed, accident-prone speed of our competitor here, Illegal Gecko 204, versus the perfect, methodical play of our competitor Apex, who has shown that they are able to consistently play perfectly under pressure in a tournament setting and take that time, take those pauses, know when they need to think about how the build's going to go, and you know that's just unreal. And as we come into this grand final, I'm fairly sure we're going to have a best-of-5 series, and I am pumped.
Oh,
but
that's exciting.
Back to our Telstra replay here, as you can see, it was a back and forth match, of course. In this first round, Illegal Gecko definitely pulled ahead quite a significant amount, was able to play fast and consistently, and that's pretty incredible considering they got 2-0'd by Bingers in the previous qualifier.
A lot on the line, a lot of stress, a lot of worry. Being able to maintain that composure is what's going to give you the grand final seat in a day like today. take a moment to breathe, take a moment to relax. I'm feeling stressed out just watching this.
That's right. We got a moment of reprieve as we watch these Telstra replays to collect ourselves before the epic that will be Fortress House Cup, presented by Telstra, supported by Anywhere's grand final that will be coming up next, of course. And right now, we can see, yeah, that just Gecko showing just a commanding lead in this first game, able to secure it and getting such an incredible scoreline. I think we saw 67,000 in this first game. That's a score we haven't even seen the likes of Apex get. We haven't seen a 67,000. We can see the top end of Gecko's play, maybe a bit higher, but we've seen Gecko make mistakes. They've lost qualifiers. They've dropped rounds. This is not an easy game to call. This is not an easy grand finals to call, but yet we have coming into this finals, we have the unshakable, seemingly the unshakable Apex. So, despite the fact that Apex hasn't been able to get the same kind of point totals as when Gecko is playing at their best.
Still, the precision of play coming out of Polenta, I'm excited to see how these two match up. I'm going to be honest, my expectation for this final has gone completely wayward, and I'm excited to see the competitors for the final.
I can hear the music again. We can see things here getting warm between matches as we begin to hear the thumping. Ooh, as we review our final match of that semi-finals, that was neck and neck, finishing. Could you believe it finished 500 points the difference?
500 points the difference. That's all. It's not even a full Tetris. Any single mistake is what was the difference between those two players.
That's right. 500 points. That's like a 3-line clear.
Even I could do that. But to get there, to the end of these matches, what a skill set.
Unreal. So close. You can see Bingers absolutely devastated. But on the other side, we can see elation on the face of Illegal Gecko 204, who will be joining us in our grand finals. Now, with our two fresh faces with completely different strategies, completely different play styles. One that requires a slow pace. It requires finesse. And the other that relies on quick thinking, speed, and making sure we don't make mistakes. Not even taking the opportunity to slow down. I don't think we've seen Illegal Gecko slow down once.
Just full speed right from the very start right to the very end. 3-minute full sprint. No breathing room, no time to reprieve. Just send it.
It's unreal to see players' personalities express themselves. But here we are at our Fortress House Cup Grand Finals. Make some noise for our two competitors, Apex Polenta and Illegal Gecko. Woo!
House Karina, House Jim, winning the points for the team. Let's get around it. Big round of applause. Make sure they feel that pressure. Don't let them forget that there's a grand final. Don't let them forget the cash prize is on the line.
Right. Both these strategies.
Make sure they earn it. And here we go.
Both these strategies, both the speed and the precision, require basically no errors. Especially at this level of play, we have seen their score lines. They are near the 50 and 60 and 70,000s. They are playing against their toughest opponents to date here. And Gecko, have they had enough stage time? Have they had enough stage time to have that composure for a grand finals? We have seen them recover. We have seen them gain that composure, get the revenge, but now they need to make it count in this grand finals with $700 on the line.
We are now a minute in, only 1,000 points the difference, 500 points the difference.
And Apex Polenta hasn't gotten an all clear in a longer time than we expect. And we can see as, because it requires that kind of position as, Apex Polenta maybe going to a more conventional playstyle. Look, they've abandoned their all clear strategy in favor of a traditional well.
How about this? This is interesting. Illegal Gecko coming in full of adrenaline, full of momentum, ready and willing, coming off that win. Apex Polenta a little bit more chilled out, reserved, having to wait for some time in the reins, maybe a bit chilled out a bit too much, now seeing how this gameplay has changed.
Oh, not awkward piece, takes some time, but all that time taken on a not on an all clear strategy does mean that Gecko's speed does have the advantage. More of a lead pulling ahead, but look, Gecko's speed catching up to them. They have 2 awkward gaps there, 2 awkward spaces in their well. Can they recover? Can they make sure that they recover without giving too much of a lead back to Polenta? Polenta's considered speed. Will it be the difference here as Gecko makes these compounding errors? Polenta sees the weakness in Gecko's build and reverts back to an all-clear strategy in response.
Still, we're going to find with a minute to go and 8,000 points of deficit. Going to need to work hard.
Never mind, goes to a clean Tetris well. Ooh.
But
Gecko is topped out!
Gecko tops out!
Gecko tops out. That is crucial. That means that Polenta has 46 seconds to make this catch up here. Is that going to be enough time?
We're going to find out. And still taking the pauses to make sure they're making the right decisions. 30 seconds to go, 5,000 points. This is not a hard hurdle to overcome for players at this level. Look at the focus on Polenta's face up there in the top left. So concentrated.
It's so doable. They can do it. They have 24 seconds left to get 2,000 more points.
Can they do it?
One more Tetris. Oh, that's awkward. Oh!
20 seconds to go.
That's awkward too.
We're going to find out.
Oh, but we made it!
208 points. They made it. Woo!
With 12 seconds left to go. Polenta.
What a catch up.
And we see Gecko, again, we talked about their speed. We talked about their pace being their biggest boon and their biggest deficit right there. And we'll see Polenta probably revert to their all-clear strategy at the beginning of a new round as Gecko goes to their breakneck speed.
Gecko playing hard and fast, all clears, and the Tetris is coming in from Polenta's side, puts him ahead early in the game.
You can see Polenta really thinking about this placement, wasn't expecting 2 L blocks in a row, feeling a bit awkward right now, but a perfect spin for the all clear.
Look at that, the time spent, that's money in the bank. Take time off the front, put it on the back. That's what they say in the trades.
Right.
And now look at this, still ahead, but still neck and neck.
That's
One
why
Tetris difference between the two.
That's why it's so crucial for illegal Gecko. They won't get many chances when Polenta makes errors and abandons their all clear strategy. They need to make it count. Ooh, Polenta's not happy with that piece either, but puts it in an interesting spot. What are they thinking? Not getting the pieces they want in the right order. Has to be really considered here while Gecko pulls ahead.
Gecko working hard. See, smelling the blood in the water, knows that there's a chance there, sees the difference and pulling ahead by 1,000 points at a time, working hard, not relenting. Polenta to play faster, maybe play faster than Polenta's comfortable to do for the all-clear strategy. And it seems to be working out with an 8,000 points of difference, but still with a minute and a half to go, unsurprising that Polenta could come back from this.
My goodness, Polenta really needs to make their all-clear strategy work in this last minute 30 to make a comeback, but they just keep getting awkward blocks, or potentially they're slipping and they're not able to make the correct decisions and going back to a more conventional strategy, not getting high-value combinations here. And look, the score gap keeps increasing right here. Gecko not topping themselves out. Polenta, what's happening? Are they not able to get the builds and the pieces that they want, or are they crumbling under pressure as Gecko has a bit of an awkward build as well? Is this an opportunity? We saw it top out around this time before. Oh, but a T-spin double into a combo Tetris.
Into a nice safe zone again. Worried about that topping out once more, but with a minute to go, we're going to see if they can bring back a deficit of 8,000 points. Illegal Gecko with a pedal to the metal. We're seeing that Apex Polenta's need to make decisions a lot faster than maybe they're comfortable with.
That's right. We can see Polenta usually likes to be slow and considered, but now they're playing traditionally with 37 seconds left on the clock. And that's not what Polenta's gotten to this point with. They've gotten to this point with the slow, deliberate, all-clear play, and it is falling apart.
When you are playing against a player with a skill set like Gecko, you do not have the time for those slow decision-making processes. You don't have the hang time. Don't have that moment to breathe.
No, that's right. If you lose momentum, you make a mistake. That's right. You don't have that opportunity, and Gecko is going to continue punishing. Look at this commanding 21,000 point lead with 7 seconds left to go. This is all but in the bag for Gecko. I can't help but think that it's a high-paced grand finals. Polenta pulled it back in that final round. Big round of applause there. Second round to the fast pace of Gecko. Apex, Polenta taking an opportunity here to take a breath, compose themselves,
review their builds, make sure that they're playing to their strengths, playing to that all-killie strategy that's gotten them this far. And does it
Here
first all clear. The lead is there. Can they keep up this consistency?
They've definitely proven something past it. Here we go. 2 perfect all clear builds right from the first start of the game. A bit of a pause here, waiting to see how this is going to build out. Fins. Score very even right now.
Oh!
Another all clear puts them in a commanding lead. But with 2 minutes 30, we've got anyways the difference when the mistakes start coming in under the pressure.
That's right, and Polenta wants to make sure they're doing their all the clear, so sometimes they have to take disadvantageous clears to make sure that they're working towards an all clear, but there it is! Another one! And they're maintaining this lead right now, forcing Gecko to play faster.
That's the problem is exactly now is
All
when
clear!
Gecko's forced to play faster. When speed is the only weapon, it's when those mistakes are going to start coming in. We're going to see how illegal Gecko does
Awkward gaps from Gecko right here. So much recovery to do and so much room and space and time for Polenta to compose themselves.
Gecko
Maintaining
with
the lead.
another all clear. Very, very small amount of time. Gecko ahead, pulling ahead, but now
Oh!
see how they're going to go with 1,000 points of difference in a minute 30 and change to go.
Not effective clears from the side of Gecko. Oh, but look, the score difference is still only 1,000. It's so close.
They are pushing each other to the breaking point here. Let's see how this plays out. With half the round to go, this is still anybody's game. Who's going to start making the mistakes?
Clear!
So far, we haven't seen Apex Polenta make those mistakes this time. This all-clear strategy is working full pace like they saw earlier in the tournament. And another putting them at commanding 5,000 points ahead is looking much more consistent now. Back to the original strategy, the strategy that got them there in the first place. Illegal Gecko working very close to the top of the board now.
It's a bit awkward here that we've got Gecko's got an opportunity to catch up, but they have so many gaps, so much awkward play going on right now. They have so many gaps to fill up. Still
Very much a replay of our first match that we saw. Apex doing very smoothly down on the left-hand side here.
Polenta taking some inefficient clears, but another all clear. Why would we doubt this? This man is just playing so consistently.
Working hard. Look at the score difference back down to the single digits between these two. With 30 seconds to go, we're going to see who makes the last mistake. But another all clear bringing us back. But Tetris is from the right-hand side of the board. Look at this again, back into the surplus for Gecko now. Working hard in the last 20 seconds. It's swinging back and forth.
This
Which
is
way
crucial.
Who knows?
And all clear.
All clear is going to put Polenta with a devastating lead, but a very quick catch up with Gecko. 400 points with 10 seconds to go. Which way is this going to go? I want to close so I can't even watch. It's so scary. What's going on? Big all clear with 10 seconds. How's Gecko going to
Oh, it's awkward. No, that might be it. That's it.
That's going to be it. Whoa. What a match.
Oh.
Whoa. Big round of applause to these two. What a display.
2-1 in favor of Polenta. Wow.
Look at them both there, shaking their heads, taking a moment to breathe. Oh, breathe, relax, relax, recompose. Straight
but
back
they're going
into it.
straight into it. Wow.
Apex
both players
on
exactly
match point.
Same start, but Polenta, ooh, they're not able to make a good all clear to start off. Ooh, but has to sacrifice. Where Gecko is happy to make a T structure. Polenta wants to make that all clear, catches up. Awkward, 5 stories up, has to make some sacrifices.
Hasn't quite
So
forced, but,
clean!
bringing it back to the clean game we've seen so far. We see Polenta pulling ahead with 5,000 points, 30 seconds into the round.
One more game for Polenta here, one more. While we build this nice T-spin wheel on the side of Gecko.
And a commanding lead.
Oh, that's awkward.
10,000 the
Oh,
points.
no.
Another all clear with Sig. Can Gecko get his game plan working again? They brought it back from matches like this. They brought it back from the points deficit.
Oh, that's
working
right.
very hard at the top of the board.
Polenta, we saw him waver twice this set. Was able to clutch it back in the first round. Was able to remedy it in the third round and get that perfect play once more. But Gecko, Polenta is showing that perfect play once more. Have composed themselves in this grand final. And Gecko, they are desperate to make sure that Polenta gets the incorrect blocks or loses composure so they can make this comeback as they play faster and faster.
And they're so dangerous, needing to rely on Polenta's lack of composure, but with such a buffer in the points, they've got so much time to make the right decision, to pause, to hang, to breathe, to say, where am I going to put this down and where am I going to build this puzzle? And the scoreboard is showing a bit of a misdrop. Could be the beginning of the end, but with a minute and a half to go.
Recovery!
Just under half the round, the recovery time is there. 5,000 points to go. See the hang time on Polenta's side of the board. Making the right decisions and maintaining this lead with this all-clear strategy. Let's see how it works out. We'll see another one coming down. Going to put another 1,000 points ahead.
Here we are in this grand finals here.
Gecko's
1 minute left to
scrabbling.
go.
Scrabbling to open up that wheel, build that speed back up, back down to almost 2,500
Oh,
points.
closing the gap.
Closing the gap, but will it be too little too late with less than a minute to go? We might be looking at a new grand finalist here.
The new champion right here, could it be? But
With 1,600 points the difference, it's neck and neck still. I still believe with 30 seconds to go, mistakes on either side of the board could still lose this game. It's anyone's game to lose. We're going to see how this plays out.
oh my goodness, it's so close. It's 30 seconds left. Only 2 T-spins the difference.
Who's going to pull away with it? Who wants it more? With 20 seconds to go, Polenta making less and less time, less and less buffer. Back to 600 points, 15 seconds, 3 off.
Oh, he's got the lead.
Ahead. We're 1,000 points in the deficit now. It's so close. Anyone's game. Gecko needs to pull it out.
Oh.
Needs to apply all the stuff.
Oh.
Go single digits.
Oh!
Oh, look at that with a 29-point lead.
29 points.
The decision between these two was just landing pieces on the board. No all clears, no T-spins.
Oh my goodness.
Just smashing that hard drop button. This is Tetris. Woo! All right, back to the grand final match point. 2-2 in our best of 5. Who wants it more? Let's find out.
Who wants it more? Who can stay composed? If you want to see Polenta bring this away with their perfect play, make some noise! If you want to see Gecko bring it home with their breakneck speed, make some noise!
All right, hear that crowd go. Don't let them forget that they're on the grand final stage. All right, 30 seconds in, very even. Apex Polenta knows at this point in the game.
Oh, it's awkward. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, and look at they know it. Look at a bit of disappointment on their face there.
Oh my goodness, this is not good for Polenta, not a strong start. Has to abandon the all-clear strategy. This is a travesty.
Oh, this is a terrible position.
But gaps in Gecko's build, gaps everywhere.
The adrenaline must be surging now, putting absolute pedals to the metal. We know with 2 minutes to go, 5,000 points, the difference between these two is not enough to call a game in either direction for sure.
Polenta able to slow down, revert back to all-clear strategy, but still 5 lines up there. No, and not able to get the right pieces. Oh, not consistent. And look, still running this deficit, and Gecko all getting some awkward gaps. The pressure is getting to both players here in this final game, grand finals.
With it, we've seen this before. We've seen this before, right at the very top.
Oh.
It's an excellent, comfortable buffer for Gecko, but still putting the pedals to the metal and making it awkward for themselves. Apex Polenta needing to pull set, doesn't have the breathing room to make the plan and the visualization that they like to play. Gecko slowing down a little bit now. There's no point at topping out.
Polenta wants to revert back to their all-clear strategy. They're confident.
A bit of
no!
The pressure, the 10,000 point deficit, a minute to go. We've seen larger comebacks.
We've seen larger comebacks than this. Illegal Gecko has gaps. They're not building the most effectively they could. Polenta can still bring this back if they can find a way to get back to their all clears. Can they make it back? Can they stay composed?
With 45 seconds to go, the championship trophy is slipping away. The door is closing and they need to pull something out of the hat to make it happen now.
Oh my goodness, the pull ahead. Gecko, they clutched it. They clutched it with that 23-point lead last round. They have 30 seconds, a commanding lead, the resilience, the absolute goal to bring it back from so far behind in that 4th round, and they will, with 20 seconds left, have a 17,000-point lead. Basically insurmountable on the side of Polenta with 13 seconds left. Can Polenta make it happen? Will Gecko top out at this point? It's 8 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And big round of applause, and your new reigning champion.
Reigning champion, your new Fortress House Cup Season 2, Week 2, Tetris Effect Connected champion. It is Illegal Gecko 204.
What a game. So close from these two competitors. Both of them. Neither slouches to the competitive arena. What a play. What a display for the team here. Who thought in the crowd here Tetris could be so exciting? But here we are. I hope you enjoy that win. Enjoy the cash. Thank you for the show. Woo.
Ooh, oh, we don't get to see the house points, unfortunately, but keep in mind, if you enjoyed tonight, if you got excited, if you thought it was fun, if you thought it was silly, whatever you thought, if you were having a good time and you are in Melbourne, heck, even if you're anywhere in Australia, get down here to Fortress Melbourne. Come check out the venue. Come have a good time. There's stuff going on every night. Love to have you here. We got the Rocket League in 2 weeks from now, Apex in 4 weeks from now, and Tetris Effect Connected once more 6 weeks from now. So if you want to check it out, check out the vibe, check out the atmosphere, meet some new people, join in the hype, get to meet us, get to meet others. Man, come on down.
Please, please, get out, get involved. We'd love to have you here. Come and sit by in the audience. If you feel keen to get up on stage, go and sign up for a game. You're going to love it. You're going to have a good time. Please, do not be intimidated by the type of play you see here. We are all here for an excellent time, and an excellent time is had by all. I promise you. Get involved.
That's right. Win or lose, you get an amazing event. You get an amazing atmosphere, and you get a space where, we get to be our geeky selves.
Yeah, that's right. Well, where else do I get to scream this loud and this hard about a game of Tetris being played live on screen, What else are you doing with a Saturday night? Certainly nothing like that, that's for sure.
As we come
Here we
into
go with
these
a Tetris
replays.
replay.
Wow. There must be a lot of content for this one going over 5 rounds here.
Now, we haven't seen a slow-mo replays, but the slow-mo match of the top-out victory, that I would like to see. We can clip that from the Twitch stream for sure. Twitch.tv/Fortress Melb.
Ooh, the top out early on in that round gave that game over that first round. And then, as we came into that second round, of course, we saw Polenta unable to stay consistent with those all clears, giving Gecko
all the space they needed, put the pedal to the metal, and when they had the deficit of points, they didn't have the time to plan out and visualize a game board. And that's when that strategy started to fall apart for them.
And you could see this is the third game. This is where things began to come more perfect for Polenta again. They were able to make this all-clear strategy work consistently, executing, and able to keep this keep the score fervently in their favor.
So dangerous as well. As soon as they have that time to visualize and put their plan into practice, the score rocketed ahead. Very impressive play on both of these competitors.
On a nice edge, Polenta's strategy was able to stay perfect for so long, but just like we saw happen to Ziggy before them, it's such a technical strategy despite the more errors on the side of Gecko overall, more gaps. Gecko's pragmatic play, their ability to adapt on the fly, and their practice doing that was better. It was the winning strategy this evening. And as we saw in this this fourth game, of course, it's the one that finished on a knife's edge.
Single-digit point, the difference at the end of it. What a game. And look here, with a minute to go, the 5,000 points difference, such a bring it back within 60 seconds. Well, they wanted it. They wanted that grand final spot. They wanted that championship award. They wanted the accolades. They wanted their friends to know it.
And you saw this happen at the very end. Both players scrambling, and a 29-point victory at the end there. We can see that what happened is Polenta topped out just a bit earlier than
Gecko, meaning that Gecko was able to get a couple more blocks down before the top out, getting literally just enough to get ahead. And as we came into this final round, after such a demoralizing loss, Gecko hits their stride, hits their momentum, brings it back from the brink and plays stronger, and Polenta is not able to get their strategy going despite playing so perfectly the rest of the night. But an amazing grand finals coming from both players. What an amazing level of play. Such an exciting series. It came down to the grand finals, final game, final round. So exciting. So
Who
hype.
thought Tetris could be so hype? I am happy that you are here. I'm happy you're enjoying yourself. Hope you see more of that in the future.
And yeah, as you see, we got our
And it's
points
off.
coming out. These are our house points that are coming out. Ooh, lots of Villa representation. Wow, basically no Karina representation. What a shame. That's my house right there.
Big points for Jim. Good work. House Jim. Let's give it up for House Jim here. 1,000 points. Lovely. Jim needed their help from what I saw earlier in the day. We had the Fortress House Cup standings.
Ooh, and a
Oh,
live
and here we
update.
are.
Wow.
Oh.
Villa pulling significantly ahead on this one. And as you can see, we have our Rocket League coming up in the next fortnight. As we said before, House Vela is commanding lead, the cunning, the devious, the leader. And second to the troll with a heart of gold, Jim.
Those are all very nice words to say about what you said was the bandwagoner team earlier today. Thank you very much, Chad. We see.
Gotta leave
we
off
see
on a
what's
positive note.
Yeah, you know, that's a good point. I shouldn't bring you down. Point.
Yeah. What else is there to say? It's been
What
such
else
an
is there to
incredible event. It's been amazing to have the crowd here. It's been amazing to have the competitors here, to be backed up by all this incredible production staff that have put on this amazing event, made it exciting to watch, and not only that, but also make it so accessible and streamlined for the competitors, making sure games happen effectively and potential disputes were resolved effectively. Yeah, it's been a blast. Do you have any?
Big shout out to our production crew once again. You know, I've ran a tournament or two in my day, and running a 100-player bracket, that is a lot of work and takes a lot of concentration. So big round of applause to you guys.
And that's basically it from us. Again, massive shout out to all of you out here. Thank you for being here. And we hope to see you at future House Cup events. And thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you later. I was BJ. This is Billy Goat. Take care.
Take care. Be well.